Oh wow. It's saying, hey Kiki,
Hey, boo.
did they just tell me we running
Did
out of
we?
space?
Oh,
So they say it won't be recorded, but we don't actually record it, right? Did it tell you the
uh,
same thing?
uh-uh. It was just mentioning something about the guest had a earpiece or something, a headset.
That she needed to get one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lady K, are you ready?
I don't know what happened.
Kiki, are you ready? Bayou Diva, let them know that you're ready.
Do I need to
It's
go get my
Thursday night,
t-shirt?
we at it again. You got it locked into
Oh,
the
you
Do
could
I
latest,
get
need to
it.
put my
greatest.
We
do
never
I
say
need to
when
put
we
my
gonna
Introducing
wear
to
it or
you,
not.
it's the Bayou
You can go
Diva. You
get it.
know
Hold
how
on.
they do. From breaking news to favorite foods. She was popping in the city,
we not
hot
live? We
topics
live
trending.
though.
Advice for your issues if you need to grab a tissue. Just wait to a break. They may say something that'll fit you. Amazing guests live on set. You can laugh to your heart's content. They appreciate the love because it's truly a blessing. My name's Saga Boss and I approve
Oh,
this
we on it.
message.
So you can. You want to be?
I
If you can
mean,
put
we
your hands
live
on it,
right now. Aren't we
huh?
live?
Yes, we are. It's 7:01. Yes, we are.
The ladies
Oh,
in Thursday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell them Saga sent you.
oh my God. What's up? What's up, y'all? Welcome to the ladies. Oh, wait, I gotta stop. Sorry. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the ladies. Den. My girl,
Welcome, welcome.
Lady K, got to get to the house because I'm not technical with all this crap.
Uh
Technical. So,
oh, oh.
so,
Like the baby said, uh-oh,
yeah,
uh-oh.
yeah, I'm back. I was gone last Thursday. My host held it down for me. Thank you, ladies, so much. Great show. I was able to tune in and out
Welcome
a
back,
little bit
welcome
here and
back,
there.
welcome back,
Yeah, yeah,
welcome
yeah.
back.
Look, been gone so long, girl. I ain't even know Thanksgiving was next Thursday. Like, what?
I mean, like for real.
Like,
Like November just got here and it's like it's
like
gone.
when somebody was gonna tell me
Right.
that it was next Thursday. Okay. When was somebody gonna tell me? So, as you guys know, we used to feature a different wine every week, but we stopped doing that since we're not in the brick and mortar anymore until 2024. So
Okay.
what we do is we get a little drinky drink, each one of us, and we tell you guys what we're drinking on and tell you how we like it and all that good stuff. So Kiki, what you drinking on tonight?
I ain't drinking on, I'm really not drinking on anything. I do have something to drink, but I'm not drinking on anything. So
You ain't got no water, no lemonade, no,
that's what I'm saying. Right now it's chilling. So I'll pull it out, a little later on.
Okay. Well,
What
she
you
gonna
got?
pull
What
hers
you
out a
got?
little
I know
later
you
on.
got something.
So I'm drinking. I got the shake. Oh,
What
I'm
got the
shaking it
shaker?
all.
Got the shaker.
Got the shake, shaking it all. So I am drinking one of my very old time favorites. One of the drinks that I started drinking when I was first old enough to drink. And so
Okay.
I am taking it back, and I am
Not
drinking
the Martini.
A
A Cosmo.
Cosmopolitan.
Nice.
Yes. So
Oh,
I
that's
mix it
pretty.
up and it's just a little Tito's, a little Contro, and a little cranberry juice.
That's
And I
cute.
like my
It's so
Cosmos a little
pretty.
sweet, so I dropped a little simple syrup in there too.
Okay, okay.
So this was my go-to drink when I first started drinking. This was the very first drink that I was introduced to as
Okay.
a young teenager, I
An
guess
ad
18,
okay, a
19.
young adult.
Yeah. And I drank it for a while. Then I added the apple martini in. So yeah, I went old school on y'all tonight with a little
Yeah, you did.
cosmopolitan.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Mm,
Throwback Thursday for real.
yes, and it is delicious. Now I've had them. I never made one. Well, did I ever make? Yep, I made one before. It's been so long ago. But
Been so
so that's
long.
so that's what we're drinking on tonight. We are supposed to have a special guest on tonight. I'm not sure if she's having issues. She did not email
She's in
me
the
or
holding room. She's in the holding room.
oh, where the holding room at?
You don't see it? I see her. You don't see her?
No. Oh wait,
I
hold on. Let me flip my screen because
yeah,
I had to have it that
ah,
way. Yeah,
yeah.
I had to have it that way so I could play the music and all that good
Right.
stuff, all that
Yeah,
good
but our
stuff.
special
Right.
guest is in the holding room.
So we need to add her to the stage. There you go. There she is.
Hey!
Listen, Linda. This is not my job. This is not.
Understood.
But so do you have your drink?
Yeah, so I just walked in the door. No. No.
Well, you can snatch one up a little later, but
Yeah.
we normally start off with our drinks. When we were in the brick and mortar, we featured a different wine every week. So since we're not and we're just uh video,
Streaming, yeah.
we just each have a little drink or whatever. So I don't know if you heard or you missed a part, but I'm drinking an old school
Why
Cosmopolitan.
you came in with your
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
Right.
drinking.
Yo, I
Right.
was like, so you getting it in? I was like, well, I need to come to the house with your little
Yes,
extra.
honey.
Put it
Yes, this is the house where you will find any drink is in the bar. Anything. And I'm a mixologist on the slick. I ain't got no
Okay.
license, but I will look up a recipe for a drink and hook it up in a minute. Okay.
And will.
So and definitely will. I love me some drinks. So guys, tonight we are interviewing Miss Edwina Williams, author, motivational speaker. I mean, this lady have a list of everything she does. Screenwriter, advocate for bullying. It's just a long list of accolades that she has to share with us. So before we get into your actual book and everything, just tell us a little bit about Edwina, not the author, not the motivational speaker, not the director, just you, your personal you.
Personal me. All right. Well, I am from a small town called Linden, Alabama. Country girl.
Roll, wait,
about-
roll tide? Roll tide?
I'm only gonna roll tide if they give my son a scholarship. I was born and raised in roll tide, but they ain't paid none of my bills. So therefore, I go to that game. We go to that games every year. I love the games, but I'm not a diehard. But my son, my dad, my mom, my sisters, the whole clan.
Okay.
I'm the black sheep when it comes to that.
Okay. I'll let you slide.
Then it's gonna be. I'm talking about this whole house gonna become an elephant. Believe that.
Yes.
So I'm a country girl. I used to sing when I was a little girl. I grew up in a quartet family, so when we talk about we was in church 24/80, we meant every word of that. We was at 14 different churches at 4 days a week. We was practicing. The next day, I don't know how we slept nor went to school, but it all happened. And as soon as I was able to not do that, I was not doing it. I got a job. I gotta work. Well, you gotta get a lot some of your time. I will add work. But I love growing up in that type of environment because living life is like, who raised y'all? Because we would never. But it taught a lot of morals. We were taught standards and values and family and how to cook. I know my seasoned ladies, I see a lot of them saying, "Oh, anybody under 40, they can't cook." I be like, "I can cook. My mama know." We did scratch, and I still
Absolutely.
cook for my family from scratch. Like I do a jiffy every now and then, but we do cornbread from scratch with
Yeah.
flour and eggs and milk, and not just regular milk, buttermilk, and we put it in the cast iron pan. We don't have whatever
Absolutely.
they have in the
Absolutely.
cast
Oh,
iron
that's
pan.
that's that real country right there. That's like
Yes,
down
ma'am.
Look,
home.
look,
Yes.
Edwina, let me see your elbows, girl. Let me see if you got that grandma elbow. Let me
Hold on, I got the arm, baby. I got the jiggle jiggle. I got the jiggle jiggle. I got
cooking all. Got the cooking all.
so, but I'm a country girl at heart. And I just love family. I love being around good people, and a lot of things. My values, my parents taught me. Like kids nowadays say stranger danger, but my mom and dad, I saw them help strangers all the time. I saw them give their last to people, and it just gave me that insight. A lot of
Yeah.
kids don't see people giving. All they see is people taking and manipulating. My parents instilled in me, help who you can. Don't meet a stranger. If you don't know them today, by the end of the week, you should know them. They should know you. Not trying to kiss anybody behind, but just being a good person, being a
Yeah.
light at it, because you never know what that person going through, and you just being nice to them, they
Yeah.
think they owe their life to you. And that's how my life has been. So many people say, "Oh, you just got it good." No, my parents just told me to be good. I'll just be good to
Say
people.
that. Say that.
And
Say
God
that.
bless me to be around good people. I build for my children. The things that I do for people, the motive is that when I'm dead and gone, and somebody will look out for my kids and my grandkids and the generations to come, just like they have been doing me with my mom. One of my favorite things I tell my mom all the time, I was going through a divorce, and I needed some paperwork from my hometown courthouse. And this lady was giving me complete hell. I was like, "Oh my God, what is wrong with her?" And then I had to think. I was like, call my mama. I was like, "Do you know Janice Adams?" She was like, "Yeah." She cooking me a cake right now. I said, "Girl, this is Edwina." She was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I've been on the phone with her 30 minutes, and she would not do what I needed her to do. She was giving me every reason she couldn't do it. As soon as I called my mama name, I had it in 30 seconds. That is the reason I instilled
Wow.
person, because my mom and my dad taught me those values of being a good person, loving people, loving them right where they are, and loving them through whatever it is, even when you don't have a clue. And it's not even sometimes your business to know what it is that you're loving.
Absolutely.
Just do it. And that's what I do. And that's really who Edwina is. Edwina is silly. She laid back. I love having fun. My kids talk, they say I'm 3 years old because I'm going to go and jump on their back. And all of my kids are much bigger than I am. So when I'm with them, everybody think I'm their sister. I was like, "I'm the mama." They where your license? Oh my God, I gotta show you my license too. Jesus, especially over in Cobb County. Honey, they be about to put me in jail. I'm like, "Okay, here you go. Don't worry about it. Here you go." Yeah. But that's
Okay. Well, you seem like the down home girl, and my co-host Miss Kiki right there. She's from the Alabama too.
I
Mobile.
know, Kiki. I know. My mom was born and raised in Mobile. Her family is from Mobile.
Okay, so we're gonna have to talk after the show because I'm sure there's a connection. I'm sure. I'm
Hey.
almost certain that there's a connection.
Yes,
Well, how you
ma'am.
know? How you so sure?
I bet you.
Everybody kidding everybody, and I love it.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to read a little bit about you, and then we're going to talk. Your bio is a little long, but I'm going to shorten it up a bit so people can know who they're talking to, who don't know Edwina, the person and the author and the motivational speaker, the writer. So I'm going to read a little of your bio. So, Edwina Williams, author, motivational speaker, bullying advocate, screenwriter, award-winning bestseller, science fiction fantasy author, movie director, writer, producer. Okay. Therapy advocate, Edwina. Is it Jean or Janae?
Janae.
You told y'all country, you know, good line.
Janae knows intimately how tragedy and trauma can shape one's life. She first started her journey as an author in 2020 after the suicide death of her 9-year-old niece, Mackenzie Adams, in December of 2018, and became a purposeful motivational speaker to help others who face similar traumas. E. Jean is a native of Linden, Alabama, and a graduate from Demopolis High School with an educational background that encompasses a range of fields from urban planning, international business, and psychology to sociology. She is a well-rounded professional whose words carry depth that resonates with readers and listeners. E. Jean also has a Bachelor's of Science degree from Faulkner University and also specialized in human resources and management and international business. At present, E. Jean is a 2-time award-winning author. Yay! I can't read and do the hand clap. We got a little hand clap, but I can't read and do that anyway. But she's a 2-time award-winning author, has self-published 5 books, namely What Debt Do We Part, What Debt Do We Part 2, Living Life After Debt, Living Life After Debt 2, and The Lies We Live, which both of the Living Life After Debt series are bestsellers on Amazon.
Nice.
E. Jean has turned her first book into a full feature film. All 5 books and movies are available on
Janae.
eJanaeLLC.com. Some of the proceeds go to the Mackenzie Foundation. As a highly energetic and fun-loving individual, E. Jean is Janae is adored by her readers and audience. Besides authoring books and producing movies, her bubbly and positive personality made her perfect as a radio host on Love 86 AM Atlanta, K92.7 FM Columbus, and an interviewer on the red carpet and charity events. As an avid advocate for victims of bullying, she has also been a keynote speaker at bullying prevention, grief management, and suicide prevention events across the states. E. Janae is determined to heal her community one family at a time. Ooh, that's a lot, girl. You do a lot. You do a lot.
That's cut down. So, you know.
You do. Hey, Tammy. You do a lot, honey. You do a lot. So tell me, what made you write the book, The Life After Death?
The life after
I mean,
living or what death?
wait, hold on. Let me make sure I'm giving people the right information. Is What Debt Do We Part?
Yes. What
What
do we
made you write that book?
Okay, so as you stated in my bio, my 9-year-old niece Mackenzie committed suicide due to racial bullying in school, and so from that immediately, when I talked earlier about I'm family oriented, I am the oldest of 3 girls. We are all daddy's girls, but I'm the oldest of 3, so I had to jump into I am my sister's keeper. Therefore, that meant I had to take care of everything that concerned my sister and the death of her daughter. So I was the number 1 spokesperson. If you go back and just Google Mackenzie Adams, you will see me. I'll pop up talking about the case and everything that entails with that. You will see my sister on a few things, but 9 out of 10 times you're gonna see me. So I had to step up to take care of everything that had involved Mackenzie with that, and just be there for my sister. And so after her funeral in December of 18, that January of 19, I started speaking to people about bullying. And so it's costly to travel and go places, especially when people, don't have the funds. But as my slogan said, I'm going to heal one family at a time. And I couldn't bear another family losing a child to something that could have been prevented if they had the resources. that the actual resources from someone that has been through or is going through, not just can talk about it, but has been through it, that is living through it, and that at that moment is myself and my family. So I wrote the book to help fund the foundation, to help me travel. And when my mom and my sister are ready to travel, to go and speak to people about bullying, suicide, grief, and not just the awareness, everybody aware, but what we're going to do to stop it. What are the solutions? And those are the things that I touch on, I hit on, and I also give parents the A, B, C, and D's of what to and not to do when they are trying to speak on behalf of their child. Sometimes I've stepped in for a lot of families because it is emotional, and you will get emotional, and you'll get mad and pissed off and ready to fight. That's how it is. It's your child, and that's understandable. But that's where I come in and get facts. But they also can trust me because I've already lost. We've already lost Mackenzie to what their child is doing, so they trust me to make sure I don't have their child to become our Mackenzie.
Wow. And believe me, I understand to a certain degree because I didn't lose my son, but I also dealt with him being bullied at
Mhm.
school for years. 4 years. And we went to school, we talked to the principal, and she was like, okay, well, we're going to get the parent in. We're going to talk to this parent. We're going to do this and we're going to do that. And they did nothing. So one day, my son was on the bus and this little boy tried to bully him. And he said, if you don't stop, I'm going to blow this whole motherfucking bus up.
Mhm.
So instead of them going to the guy who was bullying him, you know what they did? They called my son a terrorist
Mhm.
and said he was making terroristic threats. So, it eventually stopped. I don't know what happened to the little boy, of course. They wouldn't let me speak to the little boy. They wouldn't let me nowhere near him. I wasn't even able to talk to his parents. They like literally separated me from this child and his parents. And so in the mornings when I would drop my son off at school, on some mornings when I had to drop him off at school, I wanted him to show me.
Mhm.
They made it to where I never knew who this little boy was.
Mhm.
Now, what happened, I guess, after the terroristic threat that my son made, and he got suspended from school because of a bully that we have been going through this. This is since second grade, and now you guys are in fifth grade, and it's the same boy. But they never, because this day and time, you have to be concerned about the parents because parents have taken action. So I
Absolutely.
understand why they didn't want me to know who the little boy was, but at least let me talk to his parents. And his parents didn't want to talk to me. So for me, I'm thankful and I'm grateful that I didn't lose my son to that, but
Right.
there was a time when he was making suicidal ideations and
Mhm.
we had to look after him because of this.
Right.
And I thank God that he never went through with it because things changed. So I always been an advocate for bullying. Anytime that I'm asked to be a part of anything has to do with bullying, I'm available because
Absolutely.
I went through it with my son. So
And
I
that's
feel for any family members and anybody that's going through this because a lot of these kids feel like they don't have an outlet, especially when they're talking to adults
right.
and adults in the school.
Yes.
And my son was talking to the coach. He was talking to, I mean, everybody, and everybody was trying to help him. But this principal would not do anything.
And that's where the McKinsey Foundation will come in because I've worked in the school system over the past 10 years. What happened with you on the bus? One thing a lot of people fail to remember is that inside every school bus, there are cameras. There's not cameras in schools. Now, there may be some in the hallways, but they're not in the classrooms. But
Hmm.
inside of every bus in the state of Georgia, there are at minimum 7 cameras inside the bus. So What I would have done with you is we were going to go to the superintendent. If after you have made it has not been acceptable by you or myself, because that's not acceptable from the principal, we go to the next level. But I have to make sure that you've had all your paperwork done, you've made contact and reference and notated that you've talked to all these individuals and nothing has
You
changed.
did.
Now we go to the superintendent and the board. We request them to pull the video from that bus, and I have lawyers now and also counselors that work with me on a regular basis, and
Well,
they would have.
they did pull the video, but they still felt like his comment was a threat because
No, we have to
him
go
saying
back.
he'll blow the whole bus up, meaning he was endangering other students who didn't harm him. So they did all of that. They did all of that. But they
Mm-mm.
still felt like he was in the wrong because of the type of threat that he made.
They pulled one day when he said that. There is a year or so worth of videos that child has been bothering him. No, man, we would not have settled for them pulling what your child responds to somebody that we've been saying that has been a problem. That's the same
Yeah.
thing that happened with Mackenzie. Mackenzie was they tried to suspend her for reacting or retaliating finally after months of being taunted by this child, and they want to suspend and put her out. No, no, and no. But see, the problem with that is that it was inside the school where there's no cameras. You, on the other hand, you have video surveillance of everything. Now, what happened in school, we can vouch for it because it's what your son said, but we have facts from the audio visual that is state, federal property. So they would not have been able to do that as they were with Mackenzie because they didn't have that surveillance. But your baby has surveillance. So any parent listening, whatever's going on the bus, you can request the information about your child. Now they don't want to let you see other people's kids. I get all that, safety, this, that, and the third. However, if there's a problem, we got to get to the bottom of it. And you can request for surveillance to be pulled. Yes.
Yeah. And see, they wouldn't even let me see the video because then I would be able to see who the young man is.
They wouldn't gonna let you see.
So,
But
and we didn't even think about getting attorneys and getting all those kind of people
I
involved
come here, girl. I got
because
you.
it stopped. Because it stopped. Well, my son is grown now. This was years
Right.
ago. My son is 26 now, but this was the years ago when he was in 5th and 6th grade here in Atlanta in Lindley Middle School, and Leland Elementary here in Cobb County. This was when he was in school. I mean, and again, it stopped after that bus incident. Now, what happened, I don't know. The school didn't tell me anything, but I knew my son wasn't coming home complaining anymore about this young man. I mean, the first day of school of his fifth grade year, the little boy spitting his food. And when I was made aware of it, I went down to the school, and anybody who knows me, like really know me, it's 3 things you don't fuck with. That's my money, my kids, and my mama.
Right.
Mama gone to heaven, so I ain't got to worry about her no more. My kids and my money, that's 2
Right.
things you don't fuck with.
Right.
So I was literally ready to go to jail. And I
Right.
think my attitude was the reason why they didn't want me to see this little boy, because I will be the child. I will be the child because they are so disrespectful these days.
Yes.
And sometimes you can blame the kids, but sometimes you can't blame the kids because you don't know what they're dealing with at home. And
Yes.
their home life reflects in their school life.
Absolutely.
But I've had to almost be the child before.
Right.
Look, go get your mama because I will kick your ass. Because if you are 10 years old and you can stand in my face and curse me out, I'm about to beat your ass because that means you trying to be grown.
Yes. A lot of the homes are very interesting.
Yeah,
Throat
very
punch.
interesting.
Throat punch.
So, and we have to stop this bullying in the schools but we can walk, we can talk, we can do it all. But until these parents fix the home life, it's going to continue to ring over to the schools.
And nobody wants to take accountability. And that's
That
what the
exactly.
biggest thing is. They don't want to take accountability because they figure, oh, not my child. My child is not this and my child is not that. Well, you know your child. You know what your child is doing because they're doing it at home. So don't say they're not doing it at home. Yes, they are. They're getting away with it at home. That's why they're able to think that they can get away with it at school. And the teachers are getting younger and younger these days. So their tolerance level is, they're on the level of the child almost. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it used to be where the teachers really cared. They called the homes and, they felt like something was going on, but it's so much going on these days to where, there's fear. You're afraid to say anything to the parent, for fear of this. You're afraid to say anything to the child for fear of this and fear of that. Old school teachers wouldn't even give a damn. They was like, go tell your mom. Actually, have your mama to come up here.
Come over here.
So it's a lot. And it wasn't a bullying case, but I'm on the level of the suicide. I'm a child that was affected by suicide. So yes, that is, just to hear a snippet of your story. And I know you're gonna finish, telling it, but that is just something at 9 years old to think that, because my mother was 28, but with 2 small children.
Right.
But I was 8. But to have a child feel that this is her way out. I'm speechless.
It's very tough. So with suicide is one of those things where it's like, why you do that? Why? For Mackenzie, it was actually the day after my daughter's birthday. My daughter's birthday was December the 2nd. Is December the 2nd. And Mackenzie committed suicide December the 3rd. But we had plans for that weekend because my daughter ran track. So when a lot of the people started coming around and asking questions, was like, well, did you know? We knew a lot of stuff, and here's a lot that was left out when I went back to look at a lot of people's interviews. My mom it was a mental health caseworker for 25 years. So if anybody picked up on mental illness, it would have been my mom, and it was my mom. Not necessarily the illness, but the fact that she was having a mental issue with these children messing with her at school. And that what was causing her to kind of shut down because she was being taunted. Beautiful little girl, very smart, but people hate you because of who you are. And that's what they did to her. She, just like I said, growing up, she grew up in that same family environment that I did. And we're just taught to be good people. We're just taught to be nice people. We didn't have molestation going on in our homes. We didn't have, some of the things that these kids have to grow up with. No parents, no grandparents. That village. She grew up with that village just like I did. So sometimes people are not jealous just only by your appearance, but they're jealous about the lifestyle that you're living.
Say that. Say that. That's it. That's it right there.
That wasn't her fault that she was born into a village and this baby wasn't. But because that baby didn't have a village, that's all they knew was to retaliate, to be mad, to be jealous, because that's what they saw at home. I work in the school system 10 years now. I was working in the school system when she passed. In fact, my sister was a teacher, which was the reason that she stayed back with my mom until my sister got her house and everything situated that semester. and she was supposed to move with my sister to Birmingham that following school term after we came back from Christmas, but she didn't make it through Christmas, and that is
We're hearing a
why.
little. Excuse me, Janae. We're hearing a little popping sound. Where's it coming from? I hear Tina says she hear it. I hear it too.
Oh, I'm
It was
not
probably when she
sure.
was are you tapping?
I think I probably hit my thing,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but
Okay,
because
okay.
I wear her with me every day. So when people ask about it, that's the way I spark up that conversation about bullying.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yes,
okay.
suicide is a hard thing. Suicide is not, you can't understand it because you don't know their mindset. But one thing I have come to peace with is that Mackenzie accepted her assignment because Mackenzie was 9, she would have been 14, and we are still talking about her almost 5 years later.
Wow, wow. Yeah, it's a very hard thing. I have to honestly say I've never dealt with anybody in my family or anybody that's close to me that have committed suicide. But again, I have dealt with my son making suicidal ideations because of his bullying. So it could have rightly went left or went another way, but that wasn't God's plan for him. But we have to do something about it. It's so prevalent and you hear it every day. It's not like a every now and then thing you hear. Now you're hearing about bullying and 7, 8, 9, 10 year olds committing suicide when they should be out playing with toys or out playing in a yard or and not thinking about them and thinking that something's wrong with them because of someone else.
Yeah.
So, how do we stop the stigma? How do we how do we do that? I'm gonna show this really quick. I don't know if you guys can see it, but these are Janae's books and movies. These are pictures of her books and movies, her book covers and everything. So tell us what was your thought process behind your book covers?
Let's see. So the first two is What Death Do We Part 1 and 2. So it is about a marriage, a divorce, another marriage and divorce, and then what you do in between divorces before you get remarried, all that good stuff. Backstabbing, family, cheating, shooting a little bullet here, a little fight there, stuff like that. So if you look closely at the cover is a tornado going down the aisle of a church on the first two
Okay,
books.
here it is. Let me see if I can bring it up.
Yes.
That's this one right here.
That is the movie cover, actually. That's the
Okay,
movie.
wait, hold on. Where's the book cover? Let's see. The tornado going through the aisle of
The
a
movie is
church.
the same thing. The movie is the same thing. It's just a little upgraded, but it's the same concept. So that
Okay.
tornado actually came from my hometown. My hometown does not get tornadoes a lot, but they do sometimes. And that particular year, I did this in 20. So I guess early part of 20, there was a big tornado that hit in my hometown. And somebody took a picture. I think James Spann. Y'all know James Spann. So you take the coat off James Spann, it's gonna be bad. Yeah. That James Spann. He took a picture of it. And I was like, oh my God. So I had my graphic designer to alter it a little bit. So that is the Alabama tornado going down the aisle of a church in both of my books and the movie cover.
Oh
That's where
wow.
that came from. So book 3 and 4, which are Living Life After Death 1 and 2. So the face is a skeleton face, and it is my
Mm-hmm.
face as a skeleton as the people are floating into the sky. As you can tell,
And that's
those two,
that one right there.
yeah, yeah. So the skeleton is my face.
Oh wow.
And what does
Yeah.
that represent?
Because these are supernatural. I go into the supernatural world. Starting at book 3, 4, and book 5, the latest book that came out in March of this year. It is called Living Life After Death. And the concept with that one is that, people are not face value. They have a lot of hidden things. And within that book, you will find a lot of stuff that takes place and it becomes supernatural. There's some madams in there and some, yeah. It's a whole lot going on in that book. Jesus Christ. But I can't wait to turn it into a movie. I can't wait to get to book 3, 4, and 5, and 6 and beyond. Because I'm gonna stay around in the supernatural world.
But
Because
when you
it's
get to
fun.
casting, let me know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, let
gotta
us
get-
know and you can come back on the show.
Yes. I gotta get book 2 out. I want to do it next month, but my film people are talking about they going home for the holidays, and I gotta respect that. So go home for the holiday, but when you get back, we got work to do. So going home for the holidays. Who thought you go home? No, I'm just playing. Where you at?
So,
But,
one of our listeners, her name is Adrian. She is actually she's battling stage 4 colon cancer right now, but she has a nonprofit called No More Hurt Kids, and her nonprofit is about mentoring kids who have been bullied, abused sexually, physically, emotionally, and victims of sex trafficking. So maybe y'all two might need to connect with that, so you guys can kind of help each other out with that too. Um, it's much needed. It's much needed. But I
Yes.
want to ask a question. I see you filmed your first book 2 times. Did somebody steal your movie? What happened with that?
So yes. I wanted to, like I said, I'm from Linden, so I was like, okay, cool. I was one of the girls from back home. Never really knew her. I heard of her, but she's older than me, so I didn't go to school with her or anything. She just we all know the same people. So I was like, okay, cool. So I did a little research on her. Not much because he's from Linden, so I didn't expect a lot. So and it wasn't a lot. But I was like, okay, well, I'm just, okay, cool. And we talked, and she was business savvy, and everything was going good. Paid her in full up front. My biggest mistake. Should have gave you half up front and the rest upon delivery of completion. Lesson learned. $25,000 later. But here we go. So
Ooh.
we filmed the movie, but she was 25 total because I rented out a hotel. I paid my cast. I bought food. They were there for 7 days. It costs. And it is what it is. I couldn't do it all by myself, so I was like, that Hong Kong, where is Jackie Chan? But anyway, so they had that. I needed every person there, from the makeup artist to the actors to the caterers to the hotel to the film crew to everybody. I needed them to turn the words of my books into action, and that's what I had to pay for, and I did. So the production company, we agreed, we filmed, we got it filmed. Next thing I did not do that I learned, I need 2 hours. We're gonna film 12 hours, 10 hours only for my actors and my talent. And my last 2 hours, I'm gonna download everything that you filmed of my shit. Okay, that's number 2.
Right.
I'm gonna pay half up front and the rest upon completion. And then I'm going to take my stuff every single night. I didn't do that. I did the second time. So that's lesson 2 I learned. She kept all my stuff. I came back to Atlanta. We filmed in June of 21. It was supposed to be done the day before my birth. No, it was supposed to be done the end of July. We filmed it. I think the last day on set was June the 23rd. She said she'll have it to us by July the 30th. Cool. I didn't say a word. I didn't bother. I done paid you to do my job, to do what you said you was gonna do. Cool. All my people happy. We're excited. We posting pictures. The movie coming soon. I already bought this damn building in Jonesboro. It was 15,000 square feet. I done sold over 200 tickets. Sold out show. We about to do this thing. I got a whole lineup. We got music artists coming through. I had red carpet. I know y'all know Demario Scott. He was one of them. He was interview. I had like 7 different interviewers. Oh my God, it was just packed. And the film was supposed to be, to me, the end of July, which would, if I didn't like it, I still had my people in Atlanta that would just go and fix what I needed done. I had time. I'm like, okay, cool. So July the 30th come and I go down to get my stuff and she was like, oh, I don't have a hard drive. Well, I bought one before I left and it was almost $150. So where's my damn hard drive, ma'am? Okay. My mama told me to be okay because she's down there with my mom and dad. So I'm like, all right, cool. I said, I'm going to go buy another one and we're going to record me giving it to you. So I record all of this and I let her know, hey, I'm recording from this point forward because you playing. I have a movie premiere that's happening August the 29th, the day before my birthday, and I got to have a film to show these people. July the 30th and the 31st come in and go, and she ain't got me my stuff. I said, okay, because I got to go back to Atlanta. I got stuff to do. Got my kids, got school, got all kind of stuff we got to get back to. So I let it go on to maybe the first Friday in August. I'm like, yo, my mom and them over there to pick up my stuff because, like I said, they're around the corner, so they're just going to do what I asked them to do, and then we're gonna meet in Montgomery to give me my stuff because that's halfway for us. She won't answer the phone. I didn't get in touch with her till like 10 days later. Then she gets on the phone talking about her computer crashed, the computer in Birmingham bet. Me and my husband, we drive to Birmingham to go find a computer at Best Buy. Like, where the hell is my stuff? I got a movie premiere that's happening in 14 days. I need my movie. Cool. We pull up over there. I call the police. Some of the guys I knew I went to school with. Cool. They were like, Edwina, we can't get it because this, that, and the third. I was like, man, come on with this foolishness. So she calls and go live on Facebook talking about I'm trying to get her laptop, but you got my paid for movie in your laptop, so that's my property too, my girl. Don't do that. Don't goddamn do that. Don't do that. Okay. So 5 more days go by. I said, oh, if I have to pull up in Linden, it is about to be on because I ain't did this in a long time. Like I come from a family that hit first and ask questions later when we in jail, having get bailed out. I had to do this in a long time. But please don't try me, ma'am. And she did. So me and my husband, a couple of my cast members, I called the second in command of the police department because I went to school with him. I said, yo, I'm about to pull up. She got my movie. He was like, what you want me to do? I said, hell, you need to be somewhere around because when I whoop her ass, y'all gonna have to take me to jail, okay? Because the vision is bigger the vision is bigger than what she's thinking. Like, you not hurt me. You got my entire cast my cast and crew consists of over 100 some damn people. It's more than about me. So I'm here standing for my people, who is who I am. I stand for my people. I deal with me. I don't care. I bounce back. But don't mess with my people. Don't mess with my niece. My niece is in this movie. Don't do that. Cool. We leave Atlanta, drive the hell to Linden. It was about 11:30 Alabama time in the morning on a Tuesday. Yes, the hell we did. Pulled up to her house and we got our baseball bats, Jim. We ready to fight because I need my movie. Don't play with me. I need my damn movie. I got people that'll be in Atlanta flying from fucking Miami, New York, Detroit. They already paid $35 for tickets. I need my movie. So she stayed locked up in the house. I broke up a couple of windows and things, because I'm coming in for you. But she had, little bars on and stuff. So, we just gonna cut them and shit. I'm from the country. So my daddy got all that. We can cut bars, baby. We get, like, what is it? It's nothing. I was headed to go get the John Deere. My dad was like, if you want to go back to Georgia. I was like, but daddy, she got my stuff, yo. She got my stuff. Like, that's not cool. Like, I paid her in full. I want my movie. Cool. So I lie to y'all not. I wish my husband was here so he can pull his phone up and show y'all the exact time. It was about 2:38 Sunday goddamn morning. This heifer sends an unedited movie of my movie. My movie premiere was supposed to happen at 3 o'clock, August the 29th, 2020 damn one. At 2:38 in the morning, she sent an unedited movie. I started to send every blood I know to go and burn that damn house down.
Where the
You
gunshots
have
at,
lost
Nisa?
your mind. You have lost your damn mind. So y'all, I had a movie premiere
They,
with no.
that part. That part.
I told my entire cast walked with me through this whole process,
That
so
part.
they know everything that happened. I detailed. I called them. They were some of the people that helped me call her. People was like trying to be nice to her, was like, "Hey, you know what's up with the movie? This helper drops my movie on Vimo for free, unedited."
That part. Yeah. So she dropped your movie on Venmo unedited. So that means you had to do it all over again.
Not only did I have to do it all over again, I had to go take her to court to get that taken down, to get my money back. And we're still in court because she still be lying, but I got all the facts. And it's a country town. Everybody know her, but they know my family too. And I haven't really pushed it because I'm a person that, listen, y'all handle this past shit. I still got future shit to do. Do you? But at my movie premiere, I had to go on stage. My program went on as planned, but I had to go on stage and walk my guests that have paid their good money. They pay for flights, they pay for Airbnbs, they pay for hotel rooms, they pay for rental cars, and all of this that I had no movie. And you know who they was mad at? Every
You.
single one of them, hell no. Every
Oh.
single one of them went and gave her business a bad review because I walked my cast with me. My cast was there
Oh.
to vouch for me. They know everything that happened. We have all the receipts, every detail. We didn't lack nothing. That's where all them degrees come from. Thank you, Mom and Dad. So I detailed everything. And my people was with me. So it wasn't just my story. It's all our story. And if you was to ask any person on my cast, they have their own part that's worse than what I'm telling you because they was worse. They was more mad than I was. And they were supposed to be because they're the talent. Your talent won't be able to be seen because somebody being stupid or lazy or using somebody or didn't think that I was the businesswoman that I said I was. If I said I was, I am, and I proved that. So we raised $5,000 between August and October, and I refilmed my movie. And this is the reason the movie is $7.77. That same crew that was with me, that stood through all of that, they all have a percentage in that particular movie. What Death Do We Part? The Revenge. The reason it's the revenge because I had to do a rewrite, and the revenge is that nothing you did, my girl, and I hope you listen, helper, didn't stop nothing over here at Eden LLC. Believe that. We redid it and we got our money. And our people get paid every quarter. So every time y'all purchase the 777, which means completion, because we completed the task, I get to pay my cast flew back to Atlanta, flew and bought their own rooms. They even bought food for the cast.
Your mic is rubbing.
Oh, I know what it's doing. It's on my thing. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, and my cast came back and paid for a lot of stuff that I couldn't afford, only enough to just film it. And they didn't take a dime. There was a few people that I had to recast. I paid them, but everybody that came from the first movie to the second one, they are a part owner of What Death Do We Part? The Revenge, and that is the reason it's a price because I pay my people every quarter, and that's the story.
Wow. That's an interesting story. Wow. So for anybody that's just tuning in, we're talking to author, motivational speaker, anti-bullying activist, Edwina Williams, and she was just telling us about one of her movies. So as a movie director, producer, and writer, what was the hardest part about this film?
So it was the hardest part was changing a book to a movie, my first one. Now that I'm at book 5, I think ready to make it a movie versus a book. And the reason I say that is because in a book, I can just be very general. But when you are doing scenes for a movie, you have to be more detailed. What are they wearing? What does it smell like? What does it look like? How do you want that actual character to be portrayed on film?
Yeah.
And the biggest one is, what the hell is their name? Y'all, I didn't have a name for nobody. Everybody had to get a name. I was like, Leroy Hell. I don't know. What you want that name to be? That's who you is, Clarissa Hell. I don't know. But now, when you read my books, Everybody got a name. The locations are more detailed because now I give myself what I was thinking back then. Because I'm on book 7 and I just released 5 and I'm about to start shooting movie book number 2. I don't know. Tell me what my scripts say. I'm so far ahead. Remind me what I talked about. So that's what made it so hard. I'm so serious. We was doing the movie the second time, and it was like, Isn't what you want me to say? Read it to me, baby. I don't know. I'm on book 4 right now. Book 4 come out next week. Tell me what it say, and we'll work on it from here. But that's just, the creativity, and I love working with the cast that I had. They were amazing people, but the hardest part was changing it from a book to a movie script from my first ones, because I didn't know I was gonna go that way in life. And now that I'm here, I write with that in mind.
Okay. And so my last so my last question is, you were a young child singer from church, started in church. So what happened with singing? Why did you give that up, and why didn't you not want to do that anymore? Or do you still want to do it, but you just got it toward other things?
Okay. So yeah, like I said very early in the show, we went to church so much. I think I have given. I should just be in heaven, God shouldn't ask no more questions. Like, I did my time, Father. Like, I did my 20. You know what I'm saying? I did a bid, and I should be good forever going back, right? But no, I was the first lady in my first marriage, and I sung again a lot. I do love singing. I'm just not one that's gonna be like, oh my God, I gotta sing everything. I'm like, girl, you can sing. Hell, I've been sung a lot. I'm good. I do love singing. I love music. My kids actually can sing. They try to hide it from me because they know I'm in the music industry and all that stuff, and they think I'm gonna make them sing. I'm not gonna make you do nothing you don't want to do, because I'm not gonna say I was made, but it wasn't an option not to. So however you pick that up. But
you a voluntold.
That part, because I was made. It wasn't
that. You
was you going to church, get your book, put your clothes on, and let go.
And you got called to the piano, to the choir stand from the pulpit as soon as you sat down.
Yeah.
I just went and sat up there. Like now, I'm a full-grown woman, and they still see me as that little girl that was around my daddy leg when he was. Because my dad plays bass, he still plays bass. My daddy's 70. Still one of the baddest bass players, non-reading musicians I've ever heard. Like if you play it, he'll play it right back to you. Like he's gifted. And yeah, I could have, but it went to my son. He got it. Bless the Lord. I'm good on it. That's somebody else to do it. But I do love singing. I do love still harmonizing. When I go home, I am it's no need of sitting down because they're gonna call me to sing, and I have to sing the old songs that I sung when I was a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it now is that I sung it then because I was made to. I sing it now because I know what it means, the words that I'm singing. So,
hey, girl, you better preach. You better preach. Honey, you better preach.
So that's it in a nutshell.
So tell everybody where they can find your books and where they can find your movie.
All right, so my books, they are available on Amazon, but Amazon play with my money too. And I have found 3 locations, one in California, Arizona, and Atlanta. And if they keep playing with my money, I'm gonna pull up on them like I went to get my movie. Don't play with me, Amazon. So I don't always push Amazon like that. they don't know how to count. Well, I do. I got a degree 3. Don't play with me and my money. So you can go to EJanaeLLC.com. That's where you can find my money, my books, my movies, all my merchandise, and you
We'll
can
post
hit me
it in the comments. We'll post it in the comments.
Thank you. And you can always hit me. I think I'm EJanae Williams just on Facebook, and I'm just EJanae_1 on Instagram. And you can go and purchase my books because it is to a worthy cause. And like I said before, every movie purchase goes back to my people. It's not a selfish act. Everybody get their percentage, and I'm looking forward to giving them this last quarter of the year their financial statements and dividends.
Okay, all right. Well, everybody's go out and get the book. I have not, but I think this is interesting. I'm gonna have to go and get this book.
And I gotta tell y'all, they nasty, okay? So don't think all this motivational speaker and all that stuff. Don't look for that in there, okay?
Well, thank you for the warning. Is there a warning? Is there a warning label on this book?
It should be, but no. Other than, just because you may think I'm talking about you, the names have been changed to protect those that I'm not talking about. But I'm just saying, I did go to school. I got 3 degrees. You won't catch me in the court talking about I called your name. You is a lie.
And one more thing that I need to say before we bring on our next guest, is that I met Janae by looking for a therapist. So she's also a grief therapist and counselor that she will be at the mental health retreat in May to do the grief portion of the mental health retreat. So yeah, she was supposed to do this one, but I had already gotten enough for the small people that we had. So she will be doing the grief portion of the mental health retreat on May 18th. Just a little FYI, I'm going to check out the spot on Saturday so we can go ahead and get an official place. We do have an official date. It's going to be May 18th and 19th. I do have a flyer. I'll post it next week. I didn't pull it up or bring it up, but it will be May 18th and 19th of 2024. The mental health retreat. It will be a 2-day retreat. As it's looking right now, it's probably going to be in Stone Mountain, but I will confirm that on Saturday, and we will talk about it on the podcast next week. Janae, if you want to hang around, because we have a couple of Reddits that we're going to talk about after we interview this young man, you can. If you want to leave, you can leave as well. But if you want to hang around and talk about these Reddits at the end after we talk to this nice gentleman, you might have some questions from him too. And he's a singer, so you might want to put him in one of your movies.
Yes, I always need music. All of my artists always need music.
So you can hang around if you want to, and at any given moment that you feel like you want to leave, you can go ahead and bow out gracefully. But I thank you so much for joining us. We'll definitely have to have you back when you get that other movie going, and we'll definitely have you back to talk about the grief counseling and things of that nature. So thank you again. You can hang tight if you want to, and join in some of the Reddits at the end of the show. Nisa, you can go ahead with your guest.
Put me in the green room so I can go cook. But I'm going to listen.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. So guess who's here? Me. Yay. All right.
Hey.
So I was in the car, actually in the store making my purchase when you were talking about what the drink was, at the beginning of the show. So I got my trusty red White Claw.
What is that?
Black cherry. So for some reason these days I am into the hard seltzers. I just seltzer water. First
Is it got any alcohol in it?
Huh?
Is it got any alcohol in
It's
it?
alcohol in it.
Okay, well, good.
Yes.
We good then. Alcohol
Yes.
is good.
Yeah.
Alcohol is good. It's
seltzer
healthy.
water with alcohol. This is it's 5%, but it'll get you right. It will get you right.
You need about 10 of them.
I got black
80%,
cherry.
80% is all right.
80% is all right.
80%.
But
All
anyway,
right.
so I was able to catch everything, and that was an
partake.
awesome topic. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that was serious. So
It really
gonna
was.
we're gonna move on to our next guest. This young man, he's gonna have to remind me like who our mutual friends are and how we ended up getting connected on Facebook. We've never met in person, but I know it's on the music side because he immediately hit me with some of his songs. He's a songwriter, and we're trying to get connected. We're gonna get it connected, get some singers to connect with him and get in the studio because his songs are off the freaking chain. And I do have a couple of them that I'm gonna play after we hear a little something from him. I feel like I'm in church, but I'm gonna
You feel like you're in church?
present the song.
Or present the song and
And
introduce to
introduce
others.
to others. And I'm just gonna read his title. Commander T. Hargrove, aka Thurston. What's going on, sir? Welcome to the ladies' den. We finally
Welcome
got
to the ladies' den, Mr. Thurston.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So tell
Appreciate
us
you. I love what y'all doing. You know,
Hi.
that's why I
Tell
love
us
what
a little
y'all
bit
doing.
about yourself and what you got going on between your music and your clothing line.
Word, the ladies' den, right?
Hey.
Yeah. I'm like Daniel right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Wait a minute.
Word. And yeah, I connected with Nisa on I don't even know how we became Facebook friends, but I seen her and we just linked and just seeing her
You weren't
posts and
stalking, though, was you? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
she's a pretty lady though. I'm not gonna give it up there on that, you know what I mean? But definitely a diva, you know what I mean? But I would see her post and just how she would engage with people, and it was like, you know, I hit her one day because I'm always looking for singers to sing my songs for me. Like she said, I'm a songwriter, and I hit her up one day, sent her some music, and she liked what she heard, and we're going back and forth since. Like you said, we never met in person, but you know, I'm just excited to be here. Tell my story. I got an amazing story for y'all too. For what I want you to know. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, tell me where you from. Because you either from New York, Jersey, around that way. That's where you sound like you're from.
East Coast
You feel
stuff.
the tri-state thing? I'm from Connecticut. I'm from
Oh,
Yeah,
Connecticut.
wow.
it is. That's the
Okay.
same, yeah,
Connecticut.
same area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my parents are originally from Hinesville, Georgia, which is outside of Savannah.
Okay.
When I was born, they moved to Connecticut, and so I got a little country in me, but you know, from up north. You know, I moved down here like 20 years ago to pursue a career as a songwriter from Connecticut and to Atlanta. That's where you all are located, right?
Yep.
For the most part, yes, kind of,
Right.
sort of.
Yeah. So I moved down here to pursue a career as a songwriter, and I've been here. I've been here since, and I've had some success. And now I'm at the point where it's like I really look at it as like, you know, I think a lot of people come to Atlanta to seek opportunities, you know, to be successful in whatever it is they do. But my mindset has shifted from that. It's like I'm not seeking anything. I feel like it's all energy, and energy is really magnetic, and it comes to you. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
I
it
feel
is.
like even in terms of this here conversation we having right now, you know,
Right.
it's come. So that's where I'm at now. I got a different mindset now than I did when I was younger. I grew up a kid, and I was a preacher's kid. I grew up in a Pentecostal church. I went to church like 6 days a week. You know, I was a
Ooh,
church church drummer. My mother's a preacher. My brother's a preacher. And I wrote songs for groups in our church when I was a kid. And So that's all I knew, in terms of being really sheltered in terms of my youth until I didn't curse till I was in my 20s. I didn't drink. I didn't go to movies. Couldn't do. It was a list of things we couldn't do. I lost
Right.
my virginity at 21. I was just really like what some people might call late in the game in terms of learning different things. And our pastor at the time, it was my godmother. I felt like she did the best she could with what she knew in terms of keeping us sheltered from what they would call the world and things. Even listening to R&B was like forbidden.
For
You
sin,
can't,
yeah.
you know. But so my whole story coming down to Atlanta, I went to college in North Carolina, and I was able to meet John P. Key, a gospel singer out there,
Okay.
and was able to be like mentored by him in terms of being a writer. And after college, I went back home to Connecticut, and one of my friends from Connecticut, he's a producer, and he was like, he left to come to Atlanta because he had did a record with Jagged Edge, and he told me he got paid, and I was like, "You got paid?" I was just like in awe, like, "They pay you?" I'm leaving. I was like, I'm coming down," and so I came down, and I've been here since. And my journey down here at the time, I got two sons. I have a 23-year-old named T.J. Thurston Jr., and I have a 14-year-old named Keaton. And at the time, with my oldest son mother, we moved down. I told her I wanted to leave, and she was like, "You really want to go?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm out. I'm out. I really want to go after my passion." And so I left, and when I came down, you know, I felt like my relationship with her was like not what it was then in terms of her being encouraging with what it is I desired for my life. You know what I'm saying? My life course. I was like, I didn't come down here for a job opportunity. I came down here to pursue my, craft as a songwriter. And
Right.
so we ended up separating, and it was definitely a difficult time for me because I really didn't know anybody down here like that. And I felt like I was really on my own in a sense. But I met my youngest son's mother, you know what I mean, and got with her, you know what I mean, and we were together like 10 years. And through that time of being together with her, I started, like questioning a lot of the things that I grew up um, believing
Hmm.
as a kid in a Pentecostal church. You know what I'm saying? So my whole, I was just like, hold on, this is adding up. Yeah. It's not making sense. And around the same time, my oldest son's mother, her name was Kia, she ended up she got sick one day, and she was like, I need to go to the hospital. I was like, all right, take her to the hospital. And they were like, she called me the next day after they admitted her, and she told me that she had stomach cancer. And
Oh
I was
God.
like, what do you mean? What is this? Really? Really? And at the time, I was starting to come into information in terms of spirituality as opposed to religion. Like,
Right.
I felt like I don't believe I'm talking to y'all right now. I know I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up with the mindset that thinking those words are like synonymous. You know what I'm saying? Belief and knowledge, and just started asking questions. And I felt like we were in the age of Aquarius, right? So it's the age of knowing, and I started, wanting to know, and in the age of information, like having access to information. So I
Right.
just started just researching things, and it just went against everything that I was taught as a kid, from believing in God to knowing God. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But like I said, I feel like those words aren't the same, and just really knowing your
No,
value and who you are, and honoring women. Because without y'all, we wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
wait, say that again. Say that again. Little loud, I ain't hear you.
I was breaking up, right?
Yeah, it's breaking up, breaking up. I ain't hear you. Say that one more
So
time.
without the goddesses, we wouldn't exist. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm like, Me, I started like thinking about it because Christianity is a patriarchal thing, you know. And that's why it's like him. And it's like, where's the balance, you know? Even women in the church, you know, they can't even speak in some churches, you know what I mean? And
Right.
so I started really coming into this mindset around like 2016, right when my lady got sick. And I was like, you know, and she was like, you don't believe in God? I was like, no, I know God. I don't need to believe anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm a knower, not a believer, you know? And
Okay.
I feel like just learning more and more and just how people even, you know, look at their things that if it's something outside of yourself that you're on, look how people treat their own bodies, you know what I'm saying? In terms of the things they put in their body. If this is your temple, right? The things we eat, you know what I'm saying? Things we watch, the things we listen to. I feel like all of that plays a factor in terms of the type of individual that, you know, we are. And me having two sons as well, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm saying a lot, right?
No, no,
So
you
I'm,
good. I
It's
just
on you.
disagree with
It's on
something
you.
you said, but no, you're good. I just
Yeah.
disagree with something you said, but we'll go back to that. Go ahead.
we can definitely go there. I'm with that. So after my lady, you know, she got sick. She did a year of chemo, and she was like 140 pounds. She went down to 90 pounds. You know, they,
Mm.
they removed the tumor successfully. Everything was good, and the
Okay.
day after the surgery, she went into cardiac arrest. Went to the hospital. They put her on life support, and we had to pull the plug in like a week. And
No.
so for me, it was like, nah, I'm a single dad now. Like, and I'm thinking my whole purpose to even coming to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? My whole passion of doing writing songs. You know, it led me to my purpose to getting to where I'm at now, being a
Right.
single dad. You know, and having my lady transition like that. And people, when I initially started learning different things about spirituality, people were like, "Oh, you crazy? What's wrong with you? You just talking like that because your lady passed." And I was like, "Nah, yeah, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that." Because I felt like her presence is around me still. I could feel it still.
Yeah.
You ever
Yeah.
have somebody pass away and they be like, you know what? You could feel that person
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
know that's because there's things that move faster than what our eyes could actually see. You know what I'm
Yep.
Right.
saying? And I
Right.
feel like it's something that goes on that physically our eyes can't see. That's and so I feel her presence. So she's not dead to me. I don't look at it as like somebody that's dead. I feel like it's just a different type of energy that you
Yeah.
know from what I was taught. Because I look at our brains as computers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The things that we've been taught have really been programmed on us. As soon as we come out the womb, it's like it's a clean slate, right? And whatever
Yep.
you get programmed on, just like that's what a lot of people end up growing up
Yep.
believing and taking heed to and thinking that this is the way. But
Yep.
there's always more to know than what we think we know. You know what I mean? So when she passed away, I find comfort in knowing, like I said, we're really spiritual beings having a physical experience. You know what I'm saying? So death
Exactly.
so death to me isn't real, you know, and I know that might be a hard concept for some people to really understand, but I know I don't have to wait till I get to heaven to see her, and she's here now. You know what I'm saying? So when I talk about spirituality and religion, it's not just to bash people that are in those belief systems. It's like I've lived it, I walked it out. You know what I'm saying? And my life is proof of that. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the sons that I'm raising and how awesome they are and how they see themselves and how disciplined we are in the things we do. Being in Atlanta, Georgia, you know, access to women, like I could be like a lot of men out here. They're like, my friends are like, yo, Thirst, you got the house. How come you ain't got no girls over here? This is that. Like, my sons are watching me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what's important to me. I could be out there wilding, you know what I'm
Wow.
saying? But I'm like, I'm not on that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a bigger purpose. And a lot of people that are in those belief systems like that, that people look at, it might be a pastor or something like that. They're not disciplined in terms of how they even, with their own sexual organs and all of that. I know I got that. You know what I'm saying? I know it. You know what I mean? I know it. And I want it. I had a strong sexual relationship with my lady. You feel me? But it's like, I look at it now like I want a deeper connection. Next time around, it's gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? I could settle, go live with a lady and play the field. When I used to come down here from Connecticut to Freaknik, I was
Freaknik.
like, this is
Ah,
what hell out here, yo.
You've
It's
been
so
coming
spread
down
out.
here a long time.
I see you dabbing the wine, right? So it's like I could have been, but I'm like, my mindset is different now, and I feel like even in the Bible, it says, be ye the transforming of your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like that's where I'm at with it, and
yeah.
I know I said a lot, but yeah, I'm gonna rap on that right there, just to kind of let you know my background and the music will tell you my story. You know what I'm saying? You press play, you're gonna feel it. I know that because it's always been the case. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to say a word.
So
okay,
is your
okay.
life in your music? So did you actually put in your music real actual scenarios that has happened to you in your music?
Most definitely. I think that's the case with all writers and producers nowadays. You know how they say it was a thing going around saying R&B is dead, right? I
Yeah.
really feel like it's a reflection of the writers and the producers because a lot of those people that are writing and producing those records are really dead inside. You know what I'm saying? You got
Mhm.
producers that are creating these musics and writers that are doing things that that they're creative. They got the gift to create, but their
Mhm.
life isn't speaking that. And I know guys like that, where you running around doing all this wild stuff and you writing love songs. And it might resonate with some people, you know what I'm saying? But there's levels to it too. Where and you know what I mean? That's I feel like I'm one of those guys that, you know, I did Uber for a while, like a couple years ago, you
Mhm.
know, and, I was like, I'm about to play my music for people in my car, and I started playing. And one of the ladies was like, everybody that gets in your car, you need to play them your music. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that. I picked up this white lady from downtown on Far Road near Atlanta Fish Market. And
Mhm.
she was like, "Guy, can I sit in the front seat with you?" I was like, "Yeah." She sits in the front seat with me, and she was like, um, told her my story. We were talking. She had to go to Carrollton, so it's like an hour ride, and I'm like, "Gee," so we riding. So she was like, I was like, "I need to stop for gas." So she gave me $50 to stop for gas. I'm like, "All right, I can ride with that." You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I get the gas, and she's like, "What do you do?" I told her I'm a songwriter, and she's like, "I want to hear something." So I played her a song. We were writing, and the song goes off. It's called "My Mental," and I look over, she's crying, right? And I'm like, "Yo, is you good?" She's like, "Yo, somebody needs to hear this." You know what I'm saying? And I
Okay.
and I know it's because of like what you asked in terms of my experiences and just being able to tap into a level of love that's not related to lust or nothing like that. You know what I mean? It's real love. You feel me? Based off of somebody that I had love for like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I hope that answers your question. I know y'all like, where did you get this guy from? This
No, 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 no. We're good. We're good. But I have a question for you. Do you think that the writers and producers of songs today, I'm a 70s baby. So I
yeah.
grew up with the good music, okay? But do you think that the writers, now I heard what you said about the writers and producers are not, really tapping in, but do you think that the writers and the producers of today are catering to our Gen Zs and our millennials because they don't really know nothing about love. They don't really know nothing about love songs, and they don't really know really nothing about life per se. So, do you think that they're catering to the people we have now listening? Or do you think it's like what you said? They're just not tapping into what actually needs to be put out there.
I think nowadays it's a matter of it's good music out there, but it's so much that you got to filter through to
Yeah.
get
Mhm.
to that. You know what I'm
Find
saying? And then you add in the social media thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't around back in the day, and it's so
Right.
much in terms of like I don't really watch TV at all. I feel like it's programming. TV programming, and you
Mhm.
think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Those programs are designed to make people think a certain way. You know what I'm
Certain
saying?
way.
Even my
Mhm.
mom, I love her and all. I love her to life, right? But she'll be like, I'll be on the phone with her, and I hear CNN in the background. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Oh
why you
yeah.
got turn that? Why you got? Oh, it's just on. No, it's not just on, yeah. It's more than just being on. You know what I'm saying? It's really playing into your psyche and all of that. You know
Yep.
what I mean? I feel like when you add in all of that, social media, it's like more that you got to filter to. But I feel like those diamonds are still there, and I know I'm one of them. I'm not a bragger neither. I just saying, keep it in that butt.
Hey, hey,
No, I
Okay.
mean, hey, if you got it, you brag about it.
absolutely.
It is. It
Absolutely.
is what it is. But one thing
Absolutely.
Not
I
to see
don't.
the Vince.
I
The
don't
Vince.
agree with the fact that things that people watch play a role, because I watch a lot of bullshit. I watch it for entertainment, but it doesn't change the way I think about certain things. So for me, if your mental is not strong enough, then some of the things you watch can change, like you say, can program you to think in a certain way. But like for me, I love the housewives. I like all that stuff, but I watch it for entertainment. It ain't no way am I twisted about the real life,
Mhm.
so I don't agree with that programming thing about with what people
But
watch.
check this out,
But I
Miss
do,
Diva.
but yeah,
Listen,
I'm sorry, but I do though, and I just like he said, it's not even it's you stated about your mental and how strong you are, but
Mhm.
hmm
everybody is not that strong mentally. So it's a program because it's repetitious. And if you're watching the same thing over and over and over, and it's going into your psyche. I'm gonna tell you, my dad, I used to wake up, go to bed at night. I used to wake up tired before I go to school, exhausted. And I couldn't understand why. And my daddy told me, he said, you know why? He said, you're dancing all night in your sleep. I said, what do you
hmm
mean? He said, you got the radio on. He said, so
hmm
Mhm.
although you're asleep, the radio is on, and
And your brain.
your brain is steady. So you're grooving to everything that's going on. You may be sleeping arrested, but your whole body is up. So I done danced all night long in my sleep, and
right.
I done
That's
woke
dope.
up, and I'm tired and exhausted. So it's a sponge. We say that when kids are young, we say how babies are sponges. They
Yeah.
soak in, they pick up everything. It's a learned habit. When you said when we're born, we have a clean slate. So
Yeah.
it's learned behavior. It is
Absolutely.
as we sit and we listen, like you say, listening to all of that stuff. And she say, I'm not watching it though, son. But it's getting into your mental. So
Yeah.
it's
Uh,
getting in there. It's getting
yeah.
in this programming. You're gonna
Mhm.
pick up something. She's gonna be like, but I don't remember. But yeah, it's doing what it's set up to do. It's doing what
Mhm.
it's set up to do. And you have to
Right.
be
That's the
mental.
fact.
If you're not mentally strong enough to differentiate between what's real and what's not, you
Right.
eat for the picking. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's
Well, you're
easy.
right, and there's a difference between sleeping and getting rest. You know what I
Rest.
mean? A lot of people
Mhm.
they may be sleeping, but their mind is like you said, all over the place. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I feel like in terms of what you saying, even with the word entertainment, right? Think about that word. Think about this. Take the first part, enter. You feel me? It's
Mhm.
going somewhere. It's going somewhere. We can't even. I didn't make the word up. You know what I mean? It's actually going somewhere. So when you look at the etymology of certain words and what they really mean, that's what really broke. Because me being a writer, I'm fascinated with words and their meaning and the etymology of it, like getting down to it. And when I found out the word religion means to bind. And I was like, hold up, man. What you mean bind? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get free being bound. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
from what I was taught as a kid, they were like, you should know the truth in it to make you free. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
doesn't say believe it. You got to know it. You know what I'm saying? And for me, the words have played a major part in terms of how I look at the world because how they got this saying it is what it is. I'm like it is what you say it is. You know what I mean? If you say it, that's what it is. Because
That's what
even
it
according
is.
to the Bible, the power of life and death is in your tongue. A
It's
lot
in
of
the
people
tongue.
put themselves in certain situations based upon how they talking about it. You know, I'm
Yep.
never gonna say I'm broke. That's like the ultimate B word for me
That's the
because that's
ultimate.
deep.
Yeah.
That's deeper than just your pockets. You know what I'm saying? It's like you really just breaking. Yeah, come on, like you know what I mean. We came out. I feel like all of the million of sperm, whatever that came out. You're the one that said, you know what? I got this, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
Okay.
figure this. I got this assignment right here, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? So that's how I've always. That's how I've definitely recently started looking at my life. I'm here for a purpose.
Right. So how did that play into your clothing line?
Words
Dopamine.
like
Did they
that.
all branch from the beliefs?
Right, no doubt. So basically, getting more learning about, I would say like, knowledge of self or occult, esoteric type of things, and just learning more, and learning how our minds work and what's that energy like. That when people talk to me, I'm always like this. I'm not
Okay.
high, like this is me on a regular basis, and I make people feel good when they talk to me. I did tech support for Apple, right? And I'm not even tech savvy like that, But Apple's the type of company they just want you to make the customer feel good. You know what I'm saying? And
Really?
I did awesome at the job. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I know that that's one of my superpowers. You know what I'm saying? In terms of having people call me first. What's up? It's like because they know the energy they're gonna get from me is what y'all getting right now, right? So
Mm-hmm.
learning about that, I'm like, that's really dopamine. You know what I'm saying? It's like this thing in our body that it's like a feel good type of energy. So me and my sons, we came up with this line called dopamine, but instead of the E, we added the E because normally it's without the letter E. We added
Right.
the E just to play on the word dope that kids say, and came up with this line called dopamine, a T-shirt and hoodie line. And we actually, my youngest son, he attends school at the school called the Forest School in Fayetteville, and it's inside the Triller Studios. And it's an awesome experience for us all, in terms of the network there, because the school is what they call a self-directed learning school. So they don't have homework and they don't get graded, but it's more like, pulling out what's within them, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Uh, in terms of being educated, you know what I mean? It's like a learner-led type of curriculum. So that's been an awesome experience for us in terms of engaging with that community. Triller Studios, they got like a 8 film deal with Marvel. They film Wakanda there actually, and it's becoming like a new movie type of thing in the Atlanta area. So being able to engage in that community. Last year they had a business fair there, and we set up. We got a vendor table, and we won most original vendor out of the vendors there, with
Okay.
our design. So I'm excited about that, just to be able to network with more creative people in terms of you know uh, what we do. Because I feel like now that's what we came here to do. I go to the Beltline often and hang out. And I do a lot of writing there, and I take my book. This is one of my writing books. You know what I'm saying? This is another one. Got my two sons on it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I go there and do a lot of writing, right? And when I'm out there, I see a lot of people, creatives, You might see a saxophone player, a drummer, you know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
just so dope to see creative people out there just
Yeah.
expressing themselves like that. You know what I mean? Because for me, from a religious background, you know, you don't even get no credit for that. You know what I'm saying? That's just like that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
it. You know what I mean? It's not, but let the checks come in though. That's when it get different too. You know what I'm saying? You got the bag. Oh, you got a video, a song on the top charts and all of that. But now
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, I'm really excited to be in Atlanta and just to see different experiences, and even being able to allow my sons to see that. Because where I'm from in Connecticut, you know, you don't see black people or our people winning like that. You know what I mean? You see
Hmm.
somebody with a Benz, it's like, yo, you know, that's light down here. I'm sure all of y'all got Benzes. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing.
But we'll speak that into existence. I
Thank
claim
you.
that.
You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Thank you.
Word. But to see people really doing dope things out here, it's really been an awesome experience for me and my sons. And it all started, like I said at the beginning, following my passion. You know what I'm saying? To lead me to my purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Being in the lion's den and all of that. You feel me?
At the Lions Den.
Not the Lions Den. Not the Lions Den.
Word up. You know what I mean?
The ladies Den. So the song that
Ladies, the
you
ladies did. My bad.
Yes.
The
oh
lion, y'all ain't lions,
the
though. I feel
lioness.
I feel that energy though, for real, for me to keep saying it like that. You know what I
The
mean?
lioness
Right.
Den. So the song that you sent me a little bit early, was that yesterday? Or no?
What's it called?
That was last week. That was last week. Before I'm gonna push play on it.
All right.
I want the people to hear a little bit of what you do. So what
I don't know. Let's see what this dude talk
what
about.
can
Oh,
you give us a quick intro on it before I push play?
it's so many records. Like I don't even. What's the name of it?
You just said here's something new,
Something
and
new.
you sent me the link.
It might be. I believe it might be a song called "Lucid Dreams." You know, and in terms of lucid dreaming, you know, that's something I've started learning about in terms of how things operate and how you really can control your dreams. You know, in terms of
Hmm. Yeah, you definitely can.
you know what I mean. So yeah, you can press play.
Okay.
I've been dreaming, lucid dreaming, hands all over your body. Oh, what a feeling. Normally when I have a dream, it's out of my control. Lately things have been different. It seems like I have a choice of what I get to do, how I get to touch you. Your hands all over me. Seeing you smile drives me wild. I've been ecstasy from your touch, just a touch. Don't wake me, I can't get enough. When I close my eyes, clear as day, things I get to do to your body. Do you know how beautiful you are? Your body's like a work of art. I know we haven't touched, but I still get to touch you. I've been dreaming, lucid dreaming, hands all over your body. Oh, what a feeling, oh, what a feeling. I know we haven't touched, but I still get to touch you. You know how bad I really want you. I've been dreaming, lucid dreaming, lucid dreaming. There's a scene in my dream of you in your lingerie. Your sweet perfume consumes the room. Pleasure is on the way. I'm so into the way you move. It's the perfect fit for me. Images stuck in my head, yeah. Turn me on with ease. From your touch, just a touch. Don't wake me, I can't get enough. When I close my eyes, clear as day, things I get to do to your body. Do you know how beautiful you are? Your body's like a work of art. I know you
Right,
haven't
like a work
touched,
of art.
but I still get to touch you. I've been dreaming, lucid dreaming all night long. Hands all over your body. Oh, what a feeling, oh, what a feeling. I know we haven't touched, but I still get to touch you. You know how bad I really want you. I've been dreaming. Lucid dreaming. You're beautiful. You're so beautiful. You're beautiful just the way you are. You are so beautiful. You're so beautiful. You're beautiful just the way you are. And you got me dreaming. I've been dreaming. Hey, yeah. Lucid every night in my hands all over your body. Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling. I know we haven't touched, but I still get to touch you. You know how bad I really want you. I've been dreaming. Lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming.
Whoa!
Yes, I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate
And
that.
that's you singing?
Now, so how it works is right. I got a version of me singing it, with like I'm like T-Pain with the auto tune, Roger Troutman.
Okay.
But then I'll get with a singer, a better singer, and we'll re-sing it. You know what I'm saying? Sing it over again. But I'll write the records. And,
I love it. Love the song.
That's
Thank
dopamine.
Oh, see what you did there?
Yes.
What you did there, Kiki? I see what you did there.
Well,
Right,
you do
know,
know
I
you
mean,
are on the line with 3 singers. One,
Oh,
two,
what?
3. 1, 2, 3.
uh,
1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Mic check.
there's so much music too, for real. Like, yeah, that's a lot of songs I got, in my catalog. But like I said earlier, when I was younger, I came down here like, I've had deals with different people on the table, but they would never work out. And I'm like, what's up? Like people that I know in the music business that have gone on and be successful, they're like, yo, you haven't done your deal yet? I'm like, nah. They're like, what's up? And I'm like, now I look at it different where I'm not, seeking any opportunity. I'm like, man, it come to me. You know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah, just
a
let it
lot of
happen.
times we really don't know our value with what we do. And we settle for when it's like, I'm not supposed to be signed to nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. And you see where the climate now, where a lot of artists are really taking their careers in their own hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's
That's
like,
right.
I don't need no label. You know what I'm saying? They need me. And even in terms of like the ladies, then they need y'all to keep their algorithm pumping and all of that. Even social media and all of that. They need us. We don't necessarily need them. You know what I
Right.
mean? We're doing them
Right.
a favor, you know what I'm saying? By giving our energy to these platforms. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
they're getting paid off of it. You know what I'm saying? My oldest son, he's an influencer as well. And he has a huge following on YouTube. He has almost 200,000 subscribers, and we go places and people recognize him and things like that. Ask to take pictures and all of that. But he's so dope with it. Like he was like, "Yo, Dad, I'm worried about my views." And I said, "Yo, I don't want to curse, but I was like, yo, don't look at it like that, man.
We are
Don't
uncut and uncensored. You can say whatever you want. We are uncut and uncensored.
I'm like, yo,
Yes, sir.
don't worry about that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like I just said, those out they need you. You know what I'm saying? They need you. You know what I mean? You don't need YouTube or Instagram or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Those outlets are using your energy to profit off of. You know what I mean? And I feel like we all got to know our value, whatever it is we do,
Yeah.
because we all have gifts. And if you don't think you the shit, nobody else is gonna think
Nobody
that. You know?
will.
Facts. Facts.
That part.
Say it again.
That part.
The
Word
people
up. And I love confident women like that. You know what I'm saying? That's always been a turn on for me. If a lady is like,
It's so sexy, ain't it? It's so
yes,
sexy.
like
It,
yo, like
but you know what? But what ain't sexy is
Uh-oh.
if you're confident with an attitude. So it's a way to be confident and sexy and still be manageable. In other
Yeah.
words, than to be
Not
confident
arrogant.
and cocky and like just mean to people. So, because
Yeah.
I do know some like that,
Yeah.
and they don't have to be that way because they are that much. But when you
Because
get that
it's
attitude and you nasty with people, then you
Yeah.
don't become that much
but
anymore.
here's the thing, you can't be ugly and ugly. Hello.
That, that part.
ugly,
That
ugly.
part.
Okay?
You can't be ugly and ugly.
Yeah,
I
you
would say
can't be
this too.
ugly and ugly. Yeah,
No.
at the same
I
time.
feel like one of the things with my lady passing, it was like, she had a strong personality, like people be like, how do you even deal with her? She was fine body and all of that, but like
They get that all the
super strong personality. And I was like, she's not like that to me. She's nice to me, you know what I'm saying? But we had times where we would be, but when she got admitted to the hospital, right, and got diagnosed, she was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna be the same kid anymore." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Yo," she's like, "The only reason I was like that, you know what I mean, is because that's what I saw my parents do in terms of
Right.
handling disagreements and things like that." So I'm not making no excuses for anybody that does have those issues in terms of being mean or whatever, but a lot of
Mhm.
it is just passed down from like what they seen their parents do. But we all,
Learn behavior.
yes, you feel me? So we all
Yeah.
got the option to be like, you know what? I'm doing something
Yep.
different. Yeah. Like for
Yep.
Yeah.
me, I used to get beaten.
Absolutely.
My mom used to whip me all the time. You know what I'm saying? And like for me, I don't beat my kids. I don't do that. You know what I mean? And me and my son should be like, that belt will solve that. And I'm like, nah, we not on that over here. You know what I mean? And I said that to say like when Shorty got sick, she was like, I felt like the more I started learning about energy, if you have like that hard, like all the time, right? All of that really festers inside of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because
it does.
I think it might be a scripture that says something be in terms of being light as a feather. You know what I'm saying? You really got to take it easy with this experience that we had because if you don't, when you got all that built up tension inside of you, and you add on somebody not eating right and all of that, next thing you know, you might have a tumor. You know what I'm saying?
Could
And
have anything. Absolutely.
so it's really important to really take it easy with this experience. And if somebody is causing you that type of stress in your life,
Yeah.
you can remove them. This is the Kiki show. You feel me? You're the director of your show. You know what I'm saying? You decide who you want to be in this season and who you can say, yo, you know what? You're out of this season of my life right now. You know what I'm saying? This is the
Right.
this is the Miss Diva show. You feel me? The
Yeah.
Lisa show. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that you can be like, you know what?
Oh
I'm not dealing with
man.
this anymore. You feel me? And because you gotta enjoy this experience while we're here. You know what I mean?
You sure
And
right.
you gotta take notice because I know for me, I can possibly say I was probably like your girl because I don't care what come out my mouth. I'm gonna say what I want to say. It ain't gonna be ugly, but I'm straightforward. I don't cut no corners. I don't do, and I'm so different from my parents. My mom was
Right.
very humble, very quiet, very soft spoken lady. Only time she cussed when she was about to beat my ass. But other than that, she didn't cuss.
Yeah.
So I was very different from my mom, and I don't know. But we talked about it on my last show that where I got some of that. I'm not taking no stuff from is because of what I saw through my other family members. So I just say what I want to say, but I'm not rude to people. So it's a
Mhm.
Right.
difference. I say what I want to say where you can understand I ain't about to take your bullshit or I'm not playing or whatever the case might be, but it's not going to be in a rude fashion. So what
No
I
doubt.
had to do is kind of look at myself and take a step back and say, okay, well, I don't have to be this boisterous. So let me come back a little bit. I don't have to really just address everything that's being said. So let me fall back just a little bit. And I had to change some of those things. But until a person can look at what they're doing and see how it's affecting their life and the people around them, and just find a better way of doing it, until they can accept that I may be doing something wrong. So let me just see. But a lot of people just feel like I do what I do and I'm doing it and I'm doing it. And that's
Right.
it.
Right.
So
Right.
until they're able to see that, maybe I could, let me just try and see if it's me or if it's them. And that's what I did. And I had to step back and say, oh, it's me. Girl, you need to calm down a little bit. Because I just say what I want to say. So I had to bring it back just a little bit. I'm still
That's
working
good,
because
man.
I still get, a
It's
little bit.
also it's all
Yeah.
Well,
you
yeah.
know. It's like these catchphrases that come out nowadays, like shadow work, in terms of like, dealing with our inner child and the things that, a lot of people haven't healed from those experiences that they had as a kid. And for me, I look back, I was thinking about it just the past couple of days in terms of how I might like me as a kid um not being appreciated for what it is I do. Being a dope dad, it's like, oh, you don't get no credit for that. That's what you're supposed to do. No, you're
That's
supposed
what
to
you're supposed
encourage
to
the
do.
people that are really dope at what they doing. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's awesome at what they do, there's nothing wrong with saying, yo, you a dope mom, yo. When I get the opportunity to talk to my friends that are women, I tell them that. You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, thanks for talking. Because when's the last time somebody could say that to somebody? It's like, you got to
Right.
let people
Right.
know their value. But what a lot of people do, they wait till the funeral pop off. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Oh, they were such a
Such a
dope
good
person.
mom, such
Yo,
a good mother,
nah,
such a
yo.
good sister. Yeah.
I need mine now. You know what I'm saying? Give me
Absolutely.
my
Yeah.
flowers
Right.
while I can smell them and all of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's
Right.
important to really, you got to uplift each other. And a lot of that is really from the programming that a lot of things have taught us not to, you can't give it up to nobody early. Like, no, you can let people know what it is now, how awesome they are, whatever it is they do,
Right.
especially our children. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. Yep.
We definitely have to instill that in our kids. And
Mhm.
I gotta
and the
go.
previous
Oh, God,
guest,
my bad.
the previous guest that was on before you, we were also talking about her little niece committed suicide at the age of 9 because of racial bullying. And again, we were saying that a lot of that starts from home. So if we don't, I said that to say, if we don't instill in our young men, oh, you're a handsome young man, you're a strong young man, or you're a beautiful young lady, you're a queen. If we don't start really instilling those things in our kids, when they get negative things from other kids, it destroys them.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
Yeah,
has to
that's
do with
true.
at home. It destroys them because then
Yeah,
this
you know.
person is saying this stuff to them, but the parents haven't instilled enough that you're beautiful, you're smart, you're strong, you're this,
Right.
you're that, you're this, you're that. And it just tears them down. And unfortunately, it results in some of the incidents that happened with this young lady's niece
Right.
because another child wasn't taught manners and the right stuff at home till he brought his anger to another young woman who decided that the things that they were saying to her and doing to her was just too much and she decided to take her own life. So it starts at home with the
Definitely.
parents.
It
I
does.
feel, I think, that's condolences. I think, when I hear things like that, it just definitely is like, wow, because I really think a government, a lot of people put more effort into getting such and such elected, getting this person in the city council and all of this and that, and their own households aren't even governed. Not,
Exactly.
not let's even go deeper into that. They even got the self government. You know what I'm saying? They're not even governing themselves. They're
Mhm.
not disciplined. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so it's like the way like society's got a lot of people, programmed. That seems like to be the word for the night, right? It's like a lot of people just really take whatever is given to and just be like, yo, and accepting it. And I think when you really look at it, it's definitely important to really pour into your kids like that. You know what I mean? I think that's super important. You know, and I'm dealing with somebody passing away. It's like so many different things I've learned from that experience. I feel like you
But we're
know, getting
talking.
out of the
Mhm.
religious mindset. I think a lot of times
No, go ahead. I was gonna say not to discredit your feelings, but we're talking about a 9-year-old who took her own life because of
no doubt.
the inconsistent or child upbringing that this person had that drove her to that.
You know, and like I said, I definitely condolences to that. But I feel like, you know, like we were just talking about self-government. If you know your value, yo, you know, no way. It's no way. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people, and I don't know these people, and I'm not judging. I don't want to say it like I'm, you know, but I feel like a lot of not even just to be on speak on that specific situation. I'm just saying overall, right? A lot of households are dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? And it could look one way on the outside of people, but like you don't know what's going on in that home. You know what I mean? And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying it about that particular person, but I'm saying in general, there's so many dysfunctional households going on that things that happen. Like my son, he'll be like, you know, one of the things I've taught him early on is nobody can make you mad, yo. You make yourself mad. You're you're in control of that. If anybody makes you feel a way, that means they got control over you. Nobody
Mhm.
can make you angry. You make yourself angry. And I feel like that's a different perspective as opposed to like, oh, you pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? Nah. I'm decided that I'm letting you allowing you to do that. And I'm so when you look at it from that lens, that perspective, right? It allows me to be the controller. You know what I'm saying? It's not nobody taking the wheel. I got the wheel. You know what I mean? And I think that mindset is important in terms of developing our children to look at things a certain way. So nobody can make me nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm this is the Thirst Show. You feel me? Starring Thirst. And I think it's just important to put that mindset into whatever it is we create. You know, in terms of we're really creators. We create our own experiences based off of the decisions you make, and that's definitely unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? But with that situation, but I feel like it's a different perspective that people can have on things that could be life changing for their families and generations. You go have boo and shit. I mean, you gotta do something different. You know what I mean to get a different result. You know what I'm saying? So that's I feel like that's where I'm here at. I'm here to do something different. You know what I mean? My name says that you know that I was different. You know what I mean? Getting picked on at an early age, Thurston. What is that? The basement. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like money, don't it? You know what I mean? That's what I feel like. So I embraced it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing like yo, and I'm proud of
Absolutely.
that now. You know what I mean? My son is proud of it. I named my first son Thurston Jr. He said, "Yo, Dad, when I have my son, I'm naming him Thurston." I was like, oh, I was excited to hear him say that. You know what I'm saying? Just to see how much pride he
Mhm.
took in that. So I
Right.
feel like we got something different. And the Bible says narrow is the way. So
Yeah.
the way everybody else is, nah, I'm not. I'm on the other side. I'm doing something different. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I think that's the only way we can make a difference. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
It's to do something different. Wow. So
Amen.
tell everybody where they can find your music, or can we find your music, or find the artist that is singing your music?
Right.
So I'm on the verge of releasing music independently. You know, because I
Okay.
feel like the model that just doing something different, like I just said. You know. But right now, if you follow me on Instagram at Thirst Things First, that's THURSTTHINGS, the number one and ST. Can lock in with me and send me a direct message, and you'll see some of my music. I
Okay.
got some videos uh, posted. It's a video, a song I wrote about my lady on there. The song I mentioned about the lady crying, that's on there. You know what I'm saying? You can see some
Okay.
video of me and Shorty. It shouts to Nisa for even reaching out to me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I looked at
Wow,
my phone.
beautiful,
Yo,
beautiful,
what, bro? I was like, yeah, that's a good look. I appreciate y'all even having me on your joint. Like that's really
Oh
dope. I
man,
think,
we
and
definitely gonna have you back.
I've tiptoed in the building a couple of times without y'all knowing. I'm familiar with seeing y'all and listening. You know what I mean? So it's definitely dope to see what y'all doing, and I really like that. You know what I mean? I think it's important to have these what I call tribes. You know what I'm saying? That you
Yeah,
could go to
Facts.
and just build off of like.
yes,
I mean,
Facts.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, First, I want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking the time on such short notice. But we'll have to have you come back where we can play more of your music, more of your songs.
Yeah.
But before you go,
Mhm.
uh-oh.
we do this thing called Reddit. No, no, no. We
What
do
now?
this thing called Reddit, and we discuss a topic that we read. So, since you're a guy, I'm glad you're on here because I want to hear your thoughts about this. So,
Get it?
this was um actually what was it on the news? I don't know where it was, but anyway, Shirley Ralph and her husband are celebrating 18. You know who Shirley Ralph is, right? The actress.
I know the name. I'm trying to. What movie
Yeah.
was he in?
Oh gosh, oh Lord, what
You
movie
remember
did
the
she
show
do?
Moesha?
Okay,
Moesha, she did
She played the
Moesha.
mom,
I know you
Yeah.
talking.
the
Yep.
stepmom to Brandy's character.
All right.
So her and her husband just celebrated their 18th year anniversary, but
Oh.
they live in separate houses.
Oh.
And she says she visits him they visit, whether he comes over or she goes over there, they visit. Yes, the original Dream Girls. Thank you,
Yeah.
Vincent. One of the
thanks,
original
Bo.
Dream Girls. So she said they visit every 2 weeks. And they spend time together during those 2 weeks. And she
Mhm.
says she's happy to see him, but then she's happy to go because she's thinking about the next time she's gonna see him. Now, you as a man, and Bo, you can answer this too. How do you feel about you and your wife living in separate homes? Now, there are couples that I know that live in separate bedrooms, but they live in separate homes and they have been married for 18 years. They're celebrating their 18th year anniversary. Tell me your thoughts on that.
I think that is awesome, yeah. I think it's awesome. I feel like if it works for them, that's what it is. Because in my perspective, the model of marriage is like, it's a broken type of thing. I feel like marriage is just a ceremony. It's just announces
It
to
is.
everybody the love you had. Like I wasn't married to Shorty, but I know I loved it. I know we had love. I know it was real too. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, it's people that I know they're on their second, third, like, come on, B, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So when I hear things like that, I feel like, the model of what they've given us in terms of marriage, you know what I'm saying, is not what, you know, is not working for a lot of people. And a lot of people are just accepting it for what it is. I've even heard somebody say marriage should come with just like your driver's license. After 10 years, we do 10 years. You want to continue doing this? If not, we could just go our separate ways. You know what I mean? But then I look at the other perspective where, it's people like my mom. She was married to my dad for 50 years. 50. You know what I mean? But then I'm like, and that's honorable, right? But I
Mhm.
mean, my dad was a wild dude. My dad was outside for real. He was outside for
So,
real. You know what I'm saying?
But here's my thing. Why
He was
get
outside. So
married
what are we,
and
so what are we doing?
but here's my thing. Why get married and live in two separate houses. And also Sinbad and his wife does the same thing, but they bought houses right next door to each other. Sinbad lives in one house, his wife lives in the other, and they go back and forth and they go back and forth, but they don't live together. So I don't get the purpose of getting married if you want to live in a separate home. Now I know as you get older, your drive is not there anymore. And 77-year-old grandma might be in one room and 81-year-old grandpa might be in another room. That's understandable. But when you're talking about a marriage, and Cheryl Lee Ralph and her husband have been living separate since they got married. They've been married 18 years.
Okay, that was
I
gonna be
don't
my
get the
question.
point. I don't get the point. Like, what?
Did it start out? Did it start
my
out
aunt
because
did.
they
My
were on
aunt does it.
different coasts?
Now my aunt does it now. My aunt, and I think the only reason why her husband is they're in the same house now is because he had gotten sick and she needed to take care of him. But they were in two separate houses in two separate states.
Oh, okay.
They were in two separate states, and she would go down and she would visit, like you said, she would visit him. Stay a week or whatever the case may be, and she would come back and he would do the same thing. They would alter.
But for me,
Spending
that
time together.
doesn't even add up to the well. But again, it's like Thurston said, they have given us all our lives this picture of marriage. Fabian says because you want to leave something for your kids, multiple homes is an heirloom. I don't agree with that because you can buy investment property and leave your kids. You don't have to have two homes and mom living in one and dad living in the other to leave your kids property. I don't agree with that. You can buy investment property and all other things, different ways to buy property to leave your kids as opposed to one living in one house and one living in the other. That's just my opinion. I don't agree with that. There's ways to leave your kids property.
I feel like too, it's really about perspectives, and I think because that might work for them and with their perspective of what the things they're dealing with. If somebody made a movie called The Ladies Den, right? And we all four of us, and they based the movie off about this conversation we had tonight, right? And all four of us went to go see the movie, right? We would watch the movie, we enjoyed it, we'd be like, yo, that was cool, but I don't remember that part. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? And then I'd be like, I'll make my own movie called The Ladies Den. And you three, you might be like, yeah, Thirst, but I didn't remember that part. Yeah, Kiki, same for you, Nisa. It's all of us, right? So what's really the truth? The truth is really your perspective on what you see and what really working for you. So for those two individuals that have been married for 18 years or whatever, the things that they've experienced through their lives and all that, that's clearly working for them, right? So it's like, if it's working, you know what I mean? That's what it is. And then it might not be the traditional thing that we've been thinking, oh, marriage 50 years is out. But like I said, you could be married 50 years and your
Right.
your husband and wife could be outside. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's like, what's really
Fabian said they are not living 100% separate, right? Yes, they are. They only meet 2 weeks. I think she said every 2 weeks, but she has her own home. Of course, she's an actress. She's a singer. She's a advocate for I forgot, but it's some kind of nonprofit she's an advocate for. So she has her own life. He has his. Her husband is some kind of journalist or something. So they're living their separate lives 100% in these houses. They only meet in 2 weeks and it's not they meet in 2 weeks and stay together the whole 2 weeks. That's not what's happening. They meet every 2 weeks, like she said, for a few nights. So every 2 weeks for 2 or 3 nights, they're getting together and they're, I guess, going to dinner or doing whatever. But what was surprising to me, for me, that's 100% separated. When you're meeting every 2 weeks, but you only spending 1 or 2 nights together, for me, that's 100% separated.
Mhm.
That for me, that's what that says.
But you know, they say
Because
distance
every 2
makes
weeks,
the first
they're
girl
only
fonder, though,
together
right?
like 2 or 3 days.
Well,
But she
both
paying
said,
bills.
both said, I think that situation fits and works for them, and obviously it's working pretty well. Although personally for him, I need to lay some eyes on you. Different bedrooms, upstairs, downstairs, but 2 houses is a no for me. I need dinner and some love sometimes, and I do not want to leave and go to my house afterwards.
Right. Well, I guess, and Fabian also says they are still in love and dating and rekindling the flame. Now, I definitely agree with that, and you know, it works for other people because they're celebrating their 18th year anniversary today.
Absolutely.
So
Right.
And what's
it's
understood,
working for them.
what's
Don't
understood
need to
needs
be
no
explained.
explanation.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
Right.
they
And
said
it's
what
working
works
for
in
Sinbad,
right,
but
what
Sinbad and
works
his
in their
wife,
house
they
might
bought a
not
house
work in
right next door to each other, so he can walk out of his house and walk in hers, and she can walk out of her house and walk in his, but next door to each other. See, now that don't make sense.
Now
I
I was
wouldn't
gonna say
mind
if
it.
we gonna do
Though,
it, if we
but
gonna
wait,
do it,
mind
we
Emily Ralph and her husband,
Yeah.
they're in the same city, but they're not next door to each other.
yeah, I don't want to be next door to you because we can have the same house. I don't want I know.
Like,
We gonna
why
either
you
go
next
together,
door?
right?
That don't
They
make
say
sense.
we either go, we either gonna be together in the same house or you gonna be cross town. So I have
Listen,
somewhere to go. Yeah, I
You
have
could
somewhere
just
listen,
to
build the
Vanda.
bridge in between and just go from
I'm like
side to side.
Vincent. I want to lay some eyes on you. I want some loving. I want some dinner. And when we finish doing what we got to do, I ain't trying to get up and go to another house. I'm trying to lay in the bed,
Gotta lay down.
take a shower
Like,
together,
are
you know,
you
rub
feeling
some
used?
oils all over our bodies and all that good stuff. I ain't
All over
trying
your
to go, and
ball.
I'm trying to listen to some of Thurston love making
Say this?
music. You know what I'm saying?
Have some
I ain't
loose,
trying to go nowhere.
Some lucid thoughts, baby. We gotta be having some
Some
lucid
lucid
dreams.
thoughts. I ain't trying to
yes.
go nowhere. And then when I get up in the morning, I'm looking for round 2. So I ain't trying to get round 2 and then have to go to another house. That ain't for me.
They say
I'm
distance.
with you, bro. I'm with you. That ain't for me. That
They
part
say
there, that ain't
distance.
for me.
They say distance makes the heart grow fonder too, though, right? You know what I
That's
mean?
what they say.
That's what they
They,
say.
who the
They
hell is they?
lied.
Who the hell is they?
Who's that?
Thurston? Who the hell is
Look,
they?
good God Almighty.
Listen,
Look,
second, if
I'm with Bo on this one. I mean, after, man, come on, y'all. The average person, after you make love to your significant other, where you trying to go?
To sleep.
Other than that, where you trying to go? You ain't trying to get dressed. You ain't trying to go get no car and drive, and you ain't trying to
No,
do that.
This is not a hit and quit it.
And then I
think
want to
it's
get up in the
Hit
morning.
and quit it.
I want to get up in the morning when I want to get up. And if I feel like I want to roll over at 4 o'clock in the morning for around 2 or 3,
Roll over,
I don't want to have to jump in the car and ride over to the house. Like, what?
Baby, you talking about he going to work. He a morning sex person. See.
See, you to open that Pandora box, boo. You to open that box.
Listen. I mean, I just wanted to know y'all opinion because I still don't understand the purpose of living in 2 separate houses. Like, but again, if it works for somebody, it works for them.
Yeah.
We're just talking about what we want, what we think, and it's a no for me. Because if you're living in a separate house, go on, send me my papers because somebody else gonna be in this bed. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing this. I need that warm skin. I need all of that. We ain't doing that. Nah, we ain't doing that. But yeah.
man.
So,
Look,
so would you date
what the
someone
little girl say?
before moving in with
What
them?
about
And
yourself?
yes, I actually did. I don't mind dating.
What
Dating
about
is one thing, but when you talk, we're talking about marriage. These people are married. They're not dating. They're married.
Yeah.
They're husband and wife. And Sinbad been with his wife for 30
Hey,
something years.
Yeah. How long they been together?
Wow.
Sinbad and his wife been together for 30 something years. But
And they've always
Shirley
been
Ralph
side
and
by
her
side.
husband they've been living separately since they got married, and so has Shirley Ralph and her husband. So, I mean, well, the night of the wedding, you went home, he went home, y'all consummated in the morning, like, I don't know.
Maybe they
To
stayed in the
each his
hotel.
own.
It's
To
a
each
difference
his
than
own.
dating, because when we're dating, I want you to go to your house. Go
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
get up, get your clothes. Don't leave no toothbrush. Don't leave a
Yeah.
shoe, no socks. Don't leave none of that. Go on to your house.
Go home.
But when you become my husband or my wife, it's a totally different ball game. Totally different.
Yep.
To each his own.
He say so. Fabian say so. You see the pattern: living separately versus people with one household. No, I don't see the pattern. What you talking about?
What pattern, Lord? Do we
Yeah,
want to know
what pattern?
what pattern, Fabian?
I'm
I
confused.
really don't think we want to know.
Oh,
It said-
longevity and temporary. Well, you can't say that because there's some people who live in a house together that's been married 50, 60 years. Look at Denzel Washington and his wife Paula. They've been married for what, 40 something years?
And
They live in the
Angela
same house
and
together.
Courtney, same thing.
Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance.
Courtney B.
They've been married almost 40 something years. They live in a house together. So longevity and temporary has nothing to do with it. For me, reading her thing about this and listening to Sinbad when he came on somebody's talk show and talked about it, it's just what works best for them. It ain't gonna work for me. It just ain't.
It ain't gonna work for me either.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work
You
for
can
me.
you can go in your man cave, you can go in the basement, you can go in the garage, you can go in another room. You can do all of that. You
All
have
of
my
that.
permission.
Fabian, God damn it. He
He
said, I
said,
lived with my homeboy wife.
for
6
6
years.
years, but my wife. Well, why was you in the house with your homeboy wife?
Don't entertain him. Please don't
Don't.
entertain him.
Don't entertain. Don't.
Don't.
Please don't.
That one don't entertain.
Not
no.
him. Don't do it.
Well, so listen to this, Fabian. Listen to this. That's probably why yours only lasted 2 years because you're in the house with somebody else's wife and not with your own.
Don't take that seriously. Fabian,
Girl,
I
boy,
felt
bye.
it coming. I knew it was
Bye.
coming. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
I felt it coming. I knew it was
So
coming.
Thurston, is that a yes or no for you?
So Thurston, that's a yes or a
Is
no
that a
for
yes
you?
or no for you?
Living like that?
Yeah.
You know, when they broke, I wouldn't try to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So I'm
Fabian.
with it. If it works,
If it works, okay.
Oh, if it works,
For me
but would you
personally?
even try
Yeah,
that?
you.
Because if
Yeah,
you go into a marriage, you going into a marriage saying, okay, when we do this reception over there, we done paid all this money for, we going to our house. So at what point do you feel like that's if it works? Like you don't even go yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel what they dealing with because
What?
you know, when I was with my lady, it was a point to check this out though, right? She would be like, I wouldn't. I had my own bathroom, you know. I had my own. It was separate from hers. I wouldn't even go in there because I don't even want to. You know what I'm saying? That's her space. She had it the way she wanted to have it, whatever. So I could see how something like that could work for somebody, even if it's two, you know, households. You know what I mean? So I get it. I think, and you got to be thinking about it too, because like I said, we in a different time frame where even like people are exploring things like polygamy and being successful with it. You know what I'm saying? With their relationships. So what the model that we was given is when I was, growing up, it's different now. So and I
Very.
think for them to be doing it as long as they've done it, I think
Yeah, 18
clearly
years.
something that people
So,
are
so
yeah,
Quanta,
I can understand. I know some people unhappily married where the husband is upstairs and the wife is downstairs. You know what I'm saying? Where they live
so
separate,
Quanta, you
like
know what that
in the same
says?
house.
What?
That says that they had boundaries.
That part. That
Boundaries.
part.
And they
So
set those boundaries from the
they set
beginning.
those
From the beginning.
boundaries.
They set those boundaries from the beginning.
That was a conversation that was had.
That
Well,
was had.
Fabian said it was never said that they don't interact with each other. I think they just had their own real estate. Actually, it was said that she doesn't see him until 2 weeks. So they don't
Right.
interact. Now they might make a phone call, but as far as physical and personal interaction before those 2 weeks, they do not. Because her exact words were, I'm excited to see him in 2 weeks. I prepare and I'm ready to see him. But after a few days, I am ready to leave because I'm getting excited about when I'm going to see him again. So they do
Uh-huh.
not interact in between those 2 weeks unless it's a phone call. But she verbally said that they don't interact until those 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I don't think it's just the real estate thing. It's the fact that whatever they decided to do is working for them.
It works. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just works.
Vincent said, I'm
Boundaries.
gonna need a maid, and knowing me, she gonna be a big butt woman that can cook and clean better. Oh my God.
Right.
Oh,
I,
Jesus.
I read it and I
Them
just
two,
Jesus,
That's Bo.
take the wheel, Lord. Take the
Bo
wheel.
and Fabian, that's
yeah.
But I
Them
mean, it's a
two,
great topic, and it's something to talk about because everyone views marriage differently.
yeah.
For Thurston, he's like, well, whatever works, it don't matter to me. You know, Kiki and myself is like, that shit ain't gonna happen. Period.
Yeah, he can go upstairs, he can go in the man cave, he can go in the baby, he can go wherever he want in that realm of the house.
In that realm.
Yeah, but you need
But
to
when
be
you,
up in this
but when
house.
you, hey, Thurston, listen, Thurston, when you outside, nigga, you outside, okay?
Oh, no.
No, let me tell you,
Way
man,
outside.
I feel
When
you.
you go outside, I will need you to
Stay
stay
outside.
I'm gonna
outside.
need you to stay outside. Listen, so we're done with that, but I want to ask you, Thurston, by you being a songwriter, and I see it in the near future that some celebrities gonna be picking up your music. This the last thing we normally off at 9, but I think I want to go ahead and ask this last question. We're gonna talk about it. So Keke Palmer was on Steve Harvey, and Steve Harvey was talking to her about her now ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
So he was saying to her that this was her exact words. I wish I could pull up the thing, but her exact words to him was, Steve Harvey, every time you introduce me to somebody or you want to introduce me to somebody, they're billionaires or millionaires. And her exact words was to him, I don't need that because I have my own money. So Steve Harvey's words to her were, everybody doesn't deserve to be at the same status as you are. So whoever you're with should be able to bring something to the table. So you, as a person that's dealt with celebrities such as myself and have really worked with celebrities such as myself, what do you feel about that statement? Do you feel like, and let me go back. Another thing that she said is she don't want to date people in the industry. because she lives a private life. She wants her life to be private. The only way people know what's going on about her life is because her boyfriend posted it.
Yeah.
Because you never really heard anything about Keke Palmer.
No. No.
She lived a very private life. So how do you feel as a celebrity writer, music and song producer and writer? How do you feel about bringing someone into your life, but bringing them up to the level that you are? Do you feel like they definitely have to have something to bring to the table? Or do you feel like they can be headed towards something and then you can help them along the way?
Yeah, I honestly feel like, there's a book I read called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Um, and one of the things in that book he talked about is being rich, because I'm thinking about how can I get to this money, you know what I'm saying? So I'm digging into the book and learning things. And one of the things he said in that book is there's 12 things that constitute being rich, And one of the last things is financial stability, you know what I'm saying? And with how a lot of people been programmed again, right? To really think about, value and riches is the money is the number one thing. But you could clearly see how a lot of people they could get to the money, but they're not happy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, money's important, but I think somebody knowing their value without me even telling them. You know what I'm saying? And that's important to me. And it doesn't have nothing to do with no money. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's just a reflection of what the energy how you carry your energy, in terms of money being a currency, you know what I'm saying, and flow and all of that, you know what I mean? I think the money will come, you know what I mean? I think when you do what you're passionate about and you have people in your life that, see that value and tell you how dope you are, you know what I'm saying? And let you know, you know what I mean? The Ladies Den is one of the dopest platforms out, you know what I'm saying? Before it even
You better speak. You better speak.
it is what we say it is. So I feel like even in terms of the people that you have around, you're gonna draw that type of energy around you. You know what I'm saying? Just how you see yourself, and I see myself as such. So the people that are around me is gonna, draw that type of energy as well. So I think whatever you get, it's what you bring onto your, because it's really just your perception of what you're seeing. It's how you, whatever you, based on the decisions you make. Like this being your show, this being the Thirst Show. You know what I mean? I'm deciding what's popular, what's happening, what type of lady I'm gonna have in my life, what value system she's gonna have. Like, and when I was younger, I didn't look at it like that. I was just caught up in like, yo, she got a dope body, you know what I mean? She cool, we can hang out, you know what I mean? Have fun with it. But like now, it's like, all right, man, making better decisions, being disciplined, with our sex organ. You know what I mean? When there's so many things that are designed and these systems to have you, you can look at TV, be watching, chilling, or something, and you see something just like, oh, shit, it just triggered you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But when you think about this, other cultures, like especially for men, where you go to Africa or somewhere, and women are walking around with their breasts out, and men are like, you know what I mean, with fat and all of that.
Right.
But dudes are like, yo, let me get that. You know what I mean? It's but here we've been programmed to be like, oh my God, look, you know what I'm saying? Grabbing on the shorty and all of that, and like, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's really just how we see ourselves, you know what I'm saying, and how we honor the women that are, in our lives as well. And in terms for men, you know what I mean? So, and that's how I see it. I think just got to do people should do a better job of deciding who is going to be in their show. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And be a
And then
part of their experience. See, you only get this here suit we got on, this one time round. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And people waste so much time
Yep.
and
Yeah.
they shit that they know they're not happy in. Yeah, you
Yeah.
laid up with this nigga and all of that, but you not happy. You know it. Yeah, you got somebody that can bank smash and all of that, but you're not happy though. You're not happy. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And if people really
Absolutely.
have those honest conversations with themselves, yo, it'll make the world a better place. And
Yeah.
in terms of, yeah. So yeah.
Vivian said, I agree with Steve Harvey. Most people think he's stating financial equivalent and not emotional. Some people need emotional support. Fabian, you're wrong. He was stating financial and emotional support.
Mhm.
Go back and look at the interview. And then he said most people that focus on money are so focused on getting rid of it than keeping it. You give a fool 500K, they're going to spend it on a house that costs 500K, not knowing property taxes and bills are going to keep them living check to check. Most people can't wait to be poor again when they get money. Shaking my head. Kiki, Nisa, what y'all think about it?
go ahead, Gigi.
Yeah.
My mouth is full.
Oh, okay. Kiki.
I plead the fifth.
Okay. Well, here's my thought. My thought on it. For me, Steve Harvey was talking about the financial part of it and the emotional part of it because Kiki's boyfriend had nothing. He came into a relationship with her and she kind of, so my thing is, if I have money and you don't have to come from money, but you have to have something. You have to have some drive. You have to have some type of business savvy, some ideas, something. You don't have to have your own business. You don't have to have this conglomerate. But you have to have something. And what I think he meant by that is just like you said, you have to, if your mindset, first of all, Kiki's been acting since she was 3. So
Yeah.
she has money. She's been having money since she was 3 years old. So
Yeah.
she has money. She don't need the money. So, but what can you bring to a person that has this kind of money? You have to come with something. And like she said, she don't want to date anybody in the industry. So of course, if you know you're not doing that, you can't really say they don't necessarily have money because
Right.
there are people who are not in the industry who have businesses, who have Fortune 500 companies, who have strings of restaurants, who have anything that they wanted to do, they have. So for me, what I felt like he was saying to her is they have to come with something. And from what we learned of this young man, he had nothing.
I mean, that's not even fair to say like that. To say that
What?
this, to say that he had nothing.
I mean,
That's,
well, he didn't
well,
have
listen, hold
he
on, hold
didn't
on.
come from
Check,
money.
but check this out. If he had nothing, right? He didn't come from money and nothing, right?
Mhm.
Kiki Palmer is to blame for opening her legs and having a baby with him. He
Right.
didn't do it on her own. Like she made that decision to even. So he had something, and it wasn't just no
It was
sex. I
something
would
that
hope
attracted
not.
him.
It was something
Right.
that he had that made her have birth to his child.
It
So
was his
it's something.
representative, is what it
It's
was.
something. She said the
Because
Well,
he
but
showed his true colors later.
but
He
the
showed
way
Still, but,
Steve
but
was
still,
saying it
she
in
made
the
that decision though.
interview,
But she
right?
still made that
Not
decision
saying
though.
he
You know what
had
I mean?
zero, but whatever he had, she liked it. But
yeah.
Steve was saying from his knowledge of this young man, he didn't have any money. He doesn't have any businesses. So again, whatever he brought to Kiki was suffice for her.
He
But
brought
Right.
that
it
thing.
didn't work
He
out.
brought that ping. He brought that.
You about to make me write a song called "The Representative."
Yeah.
Word up.
Hey,
That
absolutely.
yang, that yang.
But that he brought that thing. But it's it's he has to compliment. It's got to be. I mean, like you said, if she has all of that, she's not
Fabian
looking for that
stupid.
in the industry
In
and
the mate,
whatever the
right.
case may be. Then, so what is she looking for? Because evidently, when he sent the representative, it had to be something that attracted her to
Yeah.
him enough for her to say, to be in a relationship with him, and also, like you say, lay down with this man and also give this man a child. Now to
Right.
find out that the real person has shown
he's
up
an
and he's beating on and all this kind of stuff.
Abusive ass.
And
That's
if
sad. That's
Go ahead,
sad, Professor. That's sad.
I mean, like you say, were the signs there? What did the red flag come up? At what point in time did the red flag come up? Or was she just like okay with what was going on
Right. That's real.
until
right
she
there.
wasn't
Real.
okay?
Right.
And that's really on her. You know what I'm
and
saying?
so she's also claiming that he was physically, emotionally abusive during their 2-year relationship.
Right.
And she has reportedly filed a restraining order against him.
Yep.
Man, that's the
She-
thing. For me, any man that puts hands on a woman, I can't even fuck with him, y'all. It's like we don't have nothing in common, y'all. To me, it's like certain corridors. If you go down, I can't even get with you no more. Even if you could say rehab and I'm better, nah, y'all, nah. Because if that was my sister or my lady or my daughter, nah, y'all, I'm not putting hands on women. Is tough. It's dudes that I know that it's like they don't know that I know that about them, but we don't even
But that's a bitch
Can't
move,
vibe
though.
with him.
That's a
we
bitch
can't
move.
vibe, man. We can't.
That's a bitch
And
move.
like I said earlier, those are the same people that are writing and producing these records for people, yo. And
Right.
people be jamming to. Look at somebody like R. Kelly, as wild as he was, right? But the thing is, this is for me personally. I've never attached the artist with the music. Because if you really breaking it down like that, we won't be listening to nothing. Because there's some
He
foul
wouldn't
people
be
out
singing
here.
no Marvin
So
Gaye,
listen,
no James Brown.
so listen at this. There is home surveillance video footage of him choking and body slamming her in her home.
She recorded. Yeah, she didn't know he couldn't have known that she had that in her house.
Right.
But yeah, she was recording. But you allowed this to go on for 2 years.
Right.
That's a minute right there.
Why
For
would
real.
you let that go on? Why would you let that go on? Period. No.
If that is not in your, if that is not set up in your DNA, and like you said, we don't know. But if that's not,
Look,
because
Fabian say if they live in separate households, they will be together for 17 years.
They would have stretched it out for real. Word up. They would have stretched it out, yo. Jesus,
And you know what, Fabian? Listen, Fabian, you might be right. They might want to be together. You never know. You never know. But listen, oh my God. Thank you for your input, Thurston. I just, we try to end the show sometimes with a Reddit. But sometimes, our guests go the whole time and we don't have time to do it. So I'm glad you were able to sit in and give your input on these Reddits.
right.
One, for me, we ain't living in separate households, and two, I ain't going 2 years in a bad relationship. Not doing it.
No years.
yeah, I feel you.
Not
I
doing it.
appreciate y'all.
Uh-oh.
Lisa, good looking.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean?
come back.
Uh-oh, where he went? Where you go? Okay, there you go.
Disappeared
right.
for a second.
I said, I appreciate y'all having me. Thanks for the invite, Nisa. Word up. It was definitely a
Yes,
pleasure
sir.
to chop
And
it up.
Tell
Before you
everybody
leave,
where they can get your gear from.
Yeah, if you follow me on Instagram and send me a direct message, I got a site that I'm adding more videos and pics to right now. So right now, if you can send me a message at Thirst Things First, THURST THINGS, the number 1 The
We
letter
got it
S.
in the comments.
Already following you. You need to follow back,
I
sir.
got you. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Check the videos out. We
Let
definitely,
me
you know,
see.
there's plenty
And
more
you know,
music.
you are talking to 3 models as well. So if you
I was
ever
going
need
to
some
say, if you
models
need
for
any
your
models to
gear,
model your gear, I mean, you got it right here, yo.
We gonna make it happen. We
And
gonna make it
Kiki
happen.
can
You know
cut
what
it
I'm saying?
up.
And I'm a
Kiki
designer as well,
can
so
freak out
we
any
can
of your
collab on
hoodies.
some stuff.
thirst things. Wait, let me find it. Okay, there it is. Thirst things first. Okay. So everybody go and follow Thirst Things First on Instagram.
Already.
Oh, they got like 3 different Instagrams came up.
One that says dope. It's the
Yeah,
one with the logo
it's the
that
one.
says dope.
Right, it's the one that said dope.
Top
on it.
one. Dope.
Top
The
Yeah.
first
one.
one.
Okay.
The first one.
Right.
All right. All right. I done followed you. We done
Yo,
found
Facebook is
you.
Thurston Hargrove too. If you're looking for me on Facebook, you can find me there too.
Oh, wait, let me go on Facebook. Hold on. We need to follow all of your social media.
I used to post a lot, but I kind of fell back, you know, in terms of, you know, because I ain't want to start no trouble, you know. So I kind of fell back posting, but I'm gonna start engaging soon again, you know.
Okay. Well, we
You know,
thank you for
go ahead.
taking the time to come in and talk to us. Ladies, you have any more questions?
I don't have any questions, but I did want to say, since you're from Connecticut, there's a DJ that lives here as well. He's from Connecticut. He goes by DJ Deliver. I don't want to say his government name on the air, but it would, and he's also a producer. He actually has a Monday night show where he does called it's just a sample.
Yeah.
And so he plays like the original song and then shows you what song sampled the original.
Word.
He works with what his name that did the Casper, not the Casper slide, the Wobble. Who did the Wobble? Which DJ?
That was Frank Ski and somebody else, huh?
DJ Smurf.
Okay. All right.
He works with him and a few other folks that are here, so it'll be cool for y'all to connect too.
Yeah, I'm always definitely down to collab and work for different artists and producers, DJs, singers, all of that. Yeah, if you like that song, that's definitely the tip of the iceberg. That's light. That's light.
That's light work.
That's light.
Okay.
I got you, yeah. I definitely got you, for real. And I'll share
I'm
some
trying to
music
get
with y'all.
these ladies into the studio.
Word. We can make it happen too. You know, I record
Mhm.
as well, you know. I record vocals. Yeah, so yeah, we can make it happen. It's definitely be dope.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll see what we see.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And if you're ever looking for a studio, my uncle has a studio in Roswell. Different
Alright.
parts, everything. So I'd like
Yeah,
to take you on a
definitely,
tour so you can check it out.
send me with the links with the Instagram. I'll definitely connect with all of y'all on the
Okay.
social media and get you some more music. I want you to hear some more if you like what you heard, you know.
Oh yeah, I like that song. That's dope.
Thank you. Man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. It's dope to be in a space with the feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? The ladies den.
Hey.
I really like the vibe. I like the energy. It's super important. You know what I mean? I think, you know, it's
Well,
definitely a good platform. So
make sure to go follow us on Facebook at The Ladies Den, Instagram, The Ladies Den 2023, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Ladies Den Podcast.
very good.
So, any announcements, ladies? Anything going on coming up?
Kiki, are you ready?
got prom coming up. I don't have anything coming up.
Okay.
Well, we got the
Thank y'all for coming in.
we got the Boston
Focus
and
on
Bossetta. We got the Boston Bossettas Gala on December 2nd.
Oh,
Okay.
We got the ATL's Hottest on December 3rd, and I'm actually nominated on the finalists in both of those.
Oh,
We got the prom coming up December.
December
And
9th
as you
is
said
this
earlier, yeah, coming
adult
up
prom.
next year, you guys, May the 4th is when I'm doing my annual MOM Missing Our Moms brunch. And it's not for just women, it's for men as well. So May 4th. So the tickets will be, I got the flyer and the tickets coming as well. So I'm excited about that. That's my baby.
And then May 18th and 19th will be my second annual mental health retreat. Tickets and information will be coming out for that soon as well. So if that's it, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to the Ladies Den every Thursday night, 7 p.m. to 9. Follow us on Facebook at the Ladies Den, Instagram, the Ladies Den 2023, and go subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Ladies Den Podcast.
They appreciate it.
We out.
It's truly a blessing. My name's Saga Boss, and I approve this message.
Hey.
You are locked into the Ladies Den, so there's no confusion. They love what they do. You are locked into the Ladies Den.
The Ladies Den, Thursday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell them Saga sent you.
Yeah.